unseasonably clouds, 35 degrees, and the Denver Broncos, the number one team in the NFC West, come to town against the Kansas City Chiefs. 78,000 partisan fans to make it a tough day on John Elway and Denver. Kansas City knows well a loss would run them into the fight for a wild card in the playoffs, but a win would give them high hopes to capture the AFC West themselves. As we welcome you to Arrowhead Stadium, Paul McGuire and Phil Simms, and Kansas City hopes that they will welcome back their star defensive end and pass rusher.
Derek Thomas, he's back, he's healthy. Marty Schottenheimer and Derek Thomas have labeled this his breakout game. He's been hurt, he's got to come through today, he's got to pressure the quarterback for Kansas City to have any chance to win. On the other side, the ex-Chiefs playing for the Broncos, Neil Smith, he'll play on emotion today, being back home for the first time. Keith Traylor, though, Mike Shanahan says this guy's the one that's been making the plays, 305 pounds inside, doing a terrific job.
There's much to look forward to, and from the running backs that really...
We are really in for a rare treat. We've got a sure Hall of Famer, and Marcus Allen's going to play for the Kansas City Chiefs. And Marcus Allen told us yesterday he's going to play a lot more than he has in the past, some 20, maybe 25 times carrying the ball. On the other side, Terrell Davis. He was the future Hall of Famer, one of the best running backs in the National Football League today. These two guys went to the same high school in San Diego, California, Lincoln High School. And Marcus Allen said about Terrell Davis, he said, I think he's one of the best players in the game today.
The hottest runner in the league. It's a high-flying start in Kansas City. The kickoff coming up.
Lieutenant Colonel Gary Scott.
What do Brazilian chocolates, Filipino soft drinks, German motor cars, and the South China Morning Post have in common?
You got to have this. He's suffering from the flu today. He is going to play, but he's not feeling real well. Another guy who's not feeling real well, Chiefs coach Marty Schottenheimer. He's got a real bad cold. In fact, he's almost lost his voice. He's not going to be able to scream and holler today. I asked him, how's he going to coach without able to be screaming at everybody? He says, you know, sometimes you just have to play hurt, Dick, but he'll be a lot quieter today.
On the kickoff, Vanover bobbles the ball as he runs into Kimball Landers, and Kansas City recovers at about the 20-yard line as Greg Minuski, the man on the spot, to save an early embarrassment. On comes Rich Gannon, replacing the injured Elvis Gerbach. Broken collarbone Gerbach having a good year. Gannon has started some 45 times in his NFL career. Here's the offensive line. Criswell, the strength in the middle. Zott, Grunard, and Shields. Parker, the former Bill. In the backfield, it's Greg Hill, the youngster, but we'll see a lot of Marcus Allen. At Kimball Anders, a lot of catches expected from him. Risen and Hughes outside, and the tight end is veteran Derek Walker. That's Hughes in motion, and the handoff to Greg Hill. Breaks a tackle of Steve Atwater, and he's in the clear at the 40. He's at the 50, and all the way to the Denver 41-yard line. What a start for Greg Hill. 35 yards on the play.
The Denver Broncos, they put up 8 guys on the line of scrimmage. Steve Atwater, look at him on the outside. Nobody blocks him. Free shot at the running back. He misses it. Now there's no safety to make the tackle. Greg Hill makes a good run out of it.
Boy, when Steve Atwater doesn't get you, you've made a good run. First down at the 41. Now Marcus Allen in at tailback. Gannon brings Hughes in motion. That's Risen on the far side, and Marcus Allen vaults to the 40, and they're waiting in the Denver defensive side. A gain of maybe a yard as Alfred Williams makes the stop. Defensively, Denver reads this way in their 4-3 alignment. Smith, the former Chief. Traylor played here as well. Tanavasa has replaced Michael Dean Perry, and Alfred Williams, who had that sensational season a year ago with 13 sacks. Mobley, Aldridge, Romanowski, solid at linebacker. Crockett and Gordon at the corners. Atwater and Braxton, the Broncos safeties. Second down 9 for Gannon, who played at Delaware. Blue hands first pass. pass is complete to the 35, a gain of only 5, as Danon Hughes has his 6th catch of the season.
Well, the Denver defense, they're going to dare this Kansas City offense to throw, and you think they would because they're going to play single coverage outside, but Kansas City's got to do what's best for the team. Even if Denver has extra guys up there, they got to try and run the football today.
Well, we saw at Denver the first 3 plays, Phil, Dick, they've got 8 men up in the box, and they're telling you what they're telling Kansas City. Okay, we're going to be here. You're not going to run the football. You're going to have to throw it outside.
3rd down and a long 4. That's Vanover in motion. The fake to him. Gannon keeps. He's a good runner, but Denver able to corral him, push him out of bounds shy of the first down outside the 32-yard line. Neil Smith made the play for Denver, and Marty Schottenheimer indicates he's going for it.
Well, I'll tell you, Romanowski made a great play.
Marty Schottenheimer, though, Paul, he can't talk, so he's just doing the hand signals there. You see that? First down, let's go for it. So the team understood the language.
Well, it's wind conditions, it's weather conditions, and it's the strength of the field goal kicker. Can Stoyanovich kick it that far? It would be a 50-yard field goal if he had to kick it.
They come in with a extra tight ends. It's 4th and 2. And they don't make it as Donnell Bennett is smothered in the backfield. A 3-yard loss by Keith Traylor and Steve Atwater.
There's a lot of people up there making the play. Keith Traylor, inside comes Steve Atwater on the outside. Nobody blocks him. Good defense by the Broncos.
The high-scoring Broncos show they have a defense as well. Take over on Denver, stopping the Chiefs on 4th and 2. Taking over at their own 36. John Elway brings tall Ed McCaffrey in motion. Tosses Terrell Davis, the league's leading rusher. Has a solid gain out to the 44-yard line. Nearly 8 on the play. Here are the Broncos in their 1997-style white road uniforms. Offensively, the line, and Marty Schottenheimer calls this the best line in the NFL. Zimmerman back out of retirement. Schlereth, Nalen Habib, and Tony Jones. The backfield, Terrell Davis, Howard Griffith is the blocker. Smith and McCaffrey outside. Shannon Sharp still says he is the top tight end in football. He's quick to remind you of that. Had a big game last week. 2nd and short. Davis diving for the first down as he skids out across the 46-yard line. Here's the Kansas City defense, rebuilt by Marty Schottenheimer. They're young, they're much faster. Vaughn Booker, Joe Phillips, John Browning start inside the 3-4 alignment with Thomas, Wayne Simmons from Green Bay, Donnie Edwards and Anthony Davis, very fast. Carter and Hasty, as tough a set of corners as there are in the league, and Tongue and Woods will come up and hit you from that safety spot. They too in their 2nd year. Gunther Cunningham, he calls the plays defensively. First down at the 47. Good protection. The toss to Davis. So the first 3 plays, 2 rushes by Terrell Davis, and that pass play good for about 5.
All right, game plan. Obviously for the Denver Broncos, they want to run the football. They ran out the first 2 plays and a little short pass here to Terrell Davis. The other thing is formations to create mismatches in the offense.
Denver loves to spread it out. That's how they get those mismatches. The Kansas City coaches said if they spread it out, we promise you one thing, we are going to hit John Elway. Didn't say they were going to stop him. They said we are going to hit him.
The spot is at the 47, so the play good for 6. Elway guns it in, complete through the hands of Shannon Sharp at the 30, and a flag is down where Elway threw the ball.
You talk about formations. Look, Shannon Sharp, number 84, on the outside like a wide receiver. It's a zone. He goes across the middle. Nobody there. The ball's to the back shoulder. Doesn't adjust to make the catch.
What did he tell us yesterday? Shannon Sharp told us yesterday, he says, I want to get one-on-one on James Hasty. Well, that time it was a little bit of a zone.
Illegal use of the hands. Number 99 on the defense. Hands to the face. 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Vaughn Booker, the defensive end, as Bill Carollo, the referee today, makes the call, and that brings a first down.
Vaughn Booker, you're going to see him up there, the top right there. You see the hands to the face, and when you get your hands up, and you know, you say you can't hit a quarterback in the head, you can't hit a guy helmet to helmet, you cannot get your hands up in their face either.
Well, Booker, who played at Cincinnati after 3 years in the United States Army and has been a solid performer now in his 4th year here in Kansas City. First down at the Chiefs' 42. No score. 10 minutes left in the opening quarter. Terrell Davis. Nothing inside where he likes to run tackle to tackle, so he swings it outside, and another solid gain of 7 on first down.
Terrell Davis, the Denver Broncos, it's so hard to get it out of your mind. This is a power team that runs the football, and he's been spectacular this year.
127-yard average per game in leading the lead. Terrell Davis, they are the running elite of the National Football League that Paul mentioned. Marcus Allen and Davis went to the same high school, Lincoln in San Diego. He was 5.5 years old when Marcus graduated.
Well, Marcus is glad to hear that.
Marcus, the oldest running back in the history of the National Football League. Davis, plowing up the middle, will be short of a first down. As he gets to the 34, it'll be a 3rd and a short 2. There's the comparison. Marcus Allen, the first of 40 games of their careers. Davis with more yardage, but not receiving, as Marcus, of course, that's one of his strengths, and more touchdowns for Allen, who's always been a great touchdown maker through college and the NFL.
So we've seen a couple of tosses to Terrell Davis, and one of the things that Marty Schottenheimer said about the Denver Bronco offensive line, they don't hold blocks for a long period of time. They slide down the line of scrimmage. They get a piece of someone and hope Terrell Davis can cut it back up inside, and that's what he does best.
Throws on 3rd and short, and the completion to Shannon Sharp, his tight end, his 42nd catch of the year.
Well, you're talking about matchups, and when Paul said this earlier, Mike Shanahan loves matchups. Get your tight end, put him outside. Who covers him? Reggie Tongue.
Safety.
A secondary, a safety guy. That's the matchup an offense would love to have.
First down at the 27-yard line. McCaffrey outside right. Shannon line to the right. And Rod Smith, who comes home, he played at Little Missouri Southern Division II school. Free agent, has had a great year. And Elway's looking for Smith. He's in the end zone, but out of the field of play as he makes the catch against James Hasty. Smith, who has caught 43 balls this year, 6 of them for touchdowns. He's been Elway's favorite target.
Phil, when you look at Elway's arm, look where the ball is put. The only guy that really has a chance at it, and that's out of bounds, is Smith. I mean, Elway doesn't give the defensive back a chance to do it. Look at Neal. Neal thinks it's a touchdown. No, Neal, first of all, Neal, you have to wait for the official to do it. When he puts his arms up, then you can put your arms up.
Smith looking from across the field, and a ton of photographers down there. Tough to see that angle. Charges to the 16-yard line, and that will be a first down.
Well, we talked about that Denver offensive line. Nailing the center, Schlereth, watch the blocks they get. Gary Zimmerman, the left tackle, blocking down, pulling around. Tony Jones, number 77, does a good job sealing off the inside. And again, up the middle. We said it already once this game. This is a power-running football team. They try to beat you up.
And they don't hit anything. They're dominant about it. They just line up and tell you, here we come.
30 yards for number 30, Terrell Davis. Fake to Davis. Elway, a lot of time now. Throws to the end zone, incomplete. Ad-libbing in the back of the end zone was Willie Green. And Ed McCaffrey, I think for a while there, Elway was hoping that McCaffrey would leave his block and go into the short zone.
See, this is what happens when you can run the football so well. John Elway's back in that backfield, taking forever. Watch Dale Carter, number 34, aggressive, loves to use his hands, and he's using them and continues to use them, and it wasn't called. But Dale Carter,
not holding if they don't throw the flag, you know.
Well, that's right. Dale Carter, James Hasty, love to use their hand, aggressive corners, probably the 2 most aggressive in the league.
Second down 10. Sharp in motion, toss to Davis. Ooh, what a hit by James Hasty. That's why Hasty is regarded so highly by Marty Schottenheimer. Not only a good cover man, but he'll come up and crack that running back.
James Hasty is he's one of those corners that's physical, still can run along with wide receivers, and he's one of these guys, if he ever does lose a step because he's a big guy and he can hit, he'll be a safety someday.
You know, the other thing about it, though, when you remember the Denver Broncos, if it was 2nd and 10, Elway's throwing the football. Not anymore with this team. If it's 2nd and 10, 3rd and 10, doesn't make any difference. They still may give the ball to Terrell Davis.
3rd down and 8. Elway shotgun. Gonna run it. Big gap, and he dives to the 5, and that'll be good enough for a first down.
You know, when you look at what Elway does here, and you say, okay, John, we don't need you to do this. We need you to slide. But if you look at the end of this play, when John Elway comes out, watch his head, look for the flag to see where the line of scrimmage is. See it look left? When he looks left now, he knows the only way he can get the first down is dive for it.
And also, those Kansas City Chiefs defenders, they know if he dives, and you can see John Elway, pretty good runner in his career. When he dives, you're allowed to hit him if he dives head first.
He landed heavily, and he may be taking a timeout now just to catch his breath. No score.
Hands on the ball. Looks like his elbow and the ball. But when you see the ball, you'll see it underneath him right here when he hits down. But watch when he bounces up in the air. Look where the ball is. It's right underneath his chest, and that's where he hit. They took a timeout. He's back in the game. He's all right.
1st and goal at the 5. This drive starting back at the Denver 36 after they took over on downs. Terrell Davis gets 2. Draws the crowd, and coming up from the secondary, Reggie Tung again, number 25, to help out on the tackle.
We've seen Terrell Davis for 2 years now, Phil, and we watch him. He's the leading rusher in the National Football League. Why?
Well, a lot. Good offensive line, good system. Alex Gibbs, the offensive line coach, I'll never forget 2 years ago, he told us in practice, they preached to this guy, you can only do one thing. It's one cut, get up in that line of scrimmage and make some yards, and that's really worked well for this team.
From the 3. Davis hit at the line of scrimmage as Dale Carter came up from the secondary to hit him in the backfield.
Now, you know, it's really important for Kansas City to stop the Denver offense in this drive because they don't want to play a fast-paced game today. You get down 7-0, 10-0, now you got to change your play calling so they can stop them, keep it 3-0, then they can come out and still be conservative on offense because they're not going to win a shootout against the Denver Broncos.
And on that particular play, Dick Day just had too many guys. There weren't enough people to block him.
3rd and goal, 14th play of the drive. Is it called a touchdown? No. Incomplete to McCaffrey. McCaffrey had it, and he was drilled.
It looked like it was deflected. It looked like Eddie McCaffrey then caught it. Then it was knocked out of his arms. I thought maybe it was going to be intercepted. Elway really lets it go with a lot of steam on it. Anthony Davis gets a hand on it. It was never even close to being caught.
Yeah. Oh, Woods.
Terrell Woods.
We were talking about McCaffrey yesterday, Phil, about it. I mean, this guy takes so many hits in the ball game. John Elway said, every time I throw and he gets nailed, I just cringe.
Yeah.
Short 25, 26-yard try by Jason Elam, who drives it through, and Denver settles for the field goal. A flag is down, and this could be critical as Elam is slow getting up. If this is a personal foul, Denver could get another set of 4 downs.
Was that McMillan, number 29, that came flying across and trying to block the ball? But, you know, the thing, it's one of the most dangerous things that you do. Years ago, they said about, boy, don't ever take points off the board. You got them on the board, don't take them off. Well, you're talking about the Denver Broncos now.
Elway getting the options from referee Carollo.
I mean, if it's got to be a first down because it's a defensive penalty. I mean, there's just no question about that. The thing is, do you want to keep 3? Or is it after the play, after the kick?
That could be the call. Roughing the kicker against Kansas City.
Running into the kicker, number 40 on the defense. That penalty is declined. The result of the play, the field goal is good.
Running into the kicker
is different than roughing the kicker.
Yes.
That's only half the distance and would not have been enough for the first down. So Elway and the Broncos take the 3 on Elam's field goal. 51-yard drive to the 3-yard line. They settled for the short 21-yard field goal. And now the kickoff by Elam to Marek Vanover. Remember, he returned 97 yards for a touchdown a year ago against Denver. And here he goes on the fly and up across the 40 to the 42-yard line. Tackled by Tim McKyer. 32 on the return. Let's go back to the field goal try and the penalty.
All right, it's Hasty and it's not McMillan. I made the mistake. It's number 40. Now watch Hasty go through. Now it really looks dangerous there, like he really hit the kicker. We're going to show you another angle. Here's what you call running in. Watch the leg of Elam. Does he hit the leg? No. He goes by and he hits it like almost in the chest. It's only running into the kicker. I like the call.
Elam did a good job dramatically, and the call then would have meant half the distance to the goal line, which would have left Denver fourth and about 1.5 yards to 2, and they elected to keep the 3 points as Donnell Bennett greeted rudely by Big Keith Tractor Trailer. 4 minutes and 20 seconds left in the opening quarter. We remind you to follow the NFL online at msnbcsports.com. NFL insider Gil Brandt explains why it's too early to write off the Cowboys. Randy Cross will take a humorous look at how the playoff picture is shaping up. Also, Jets coach Bill Parcells answers your email, msnbcsports.com. No gain on first down. Rich Gannon to throw. Going long, but way too long for Andre Rison. Tyrone Braxton over from a safety spot to cover.
Phil, we knew that they put a lot of things in to get Andre Rison open, plays for him. And on this play, this is just a bad read by the quarterback because there was total double coverage. I thought Andre was short on Andre Rison, and he knew he had help deep.
No, actually, the safety was in the middle. He just read Rich Gannon's eyes and gets over the top. But that kind of shows you. You can see the 4-leaf clover. That is on the neck of Andre Rison. And what's the reason for that 4-leaf clover ball?
Well, I'll get to the second.
That's always for good luck, isn't it?
That's right.
Third and long. Gannon throws to the flat to Hughes, incomplete. Covered by Darius Johnson. 3 and out for Kansas City.
All right, let me go back to it. The 4-leaf clover is the thing with, he was upset with some of the press said about him, and it's good luck.
Louis Aguiar comes in to punt. That net average, second in the league, 39 plus. Darian Gordon, remember last week, first quarter, 2 touchdown returns against Carolina. Playing with the flu, as Jim Gray told you earlier. Former Charger has 3 punt return touchdowns this year. And they try to kick away from them, slice it to the right side. Good roll for Kansas City. Terrific kick all the way to the 2-yard line. Kansas City pins Denver in the hole. The Broncos with the early lead.
Johnson, he's with the Kansas City Chiefs. Darius Johnson's number 25, and he's also getting help. You think it's hard getting downfield when you're double covered? Watch this. Now, they can't hold him on the ground. They can lean on him. Here he's back up again. Darius Johnson back on him again. I'm saying, boy, that ball's just bounced around. Thank God I don't have to run down.
Meanwhile, it took a terrific roll for Aguiar, a 56-yard punt. First and 98 for John Elway. Does that sound familiar? 11 years ago, Marty Schottenheimer in Cleveland saw Elway take his team 98 yards for that tying touchdown on the way to the Super Bowl. Terrell Davis for 2 yards. And for report on action elsewhere, we go to Greg Gumbel in New York.
All right, Dick, Denver facing a long drive. That's what Tampa Bay did on their opening drive. Eric Rett caps an 80-yard drive with a 1-yard touchdown, his first of the season with the extra point. The Bucs with a 7-0 lead on New England, Dick.
All right, Greg, second down and 8 here. Broncos leading 3-0 with their 9-1 record. Their only loss at Oakland. Kansas City, perfect 4-0 at home this season, and this crowd trying to help with Elway pinned down in that end zone area. Davis finds a crease, and charges out to the 13-yard line and a first down. James Hasty made the tackle. 10 more for Terrell Davis. And the man who leads the league coming in with nearly 1,300 yards has 46 today.
Watch Terrell Davis is going to come to our right. Just looks like there's not going to be anything there. And Paul, that's what they always say. Run to daylight. Oh, there he finds a little. He set it up with a little move inside. Going forward. Makes that cut. Positive yards.
That one move.
One move. That's right. Made the linebacker. Made him go forward inside.
Griffith, the lead blocker for Davis, and Davis straight arms and was a man away from something really special. He's across the 30, tackled by Jerome Woods. Another 18 for Terrell Davis.
Jerome Woods found out what it's like to get a fist put in your face. So Terrell Davis, watch this. He just a little hesitation. That one move that you talked about, Phil. Now watch this. Here's the one in your mouth. Then he still picks up 4 more yards.
And how about your former teammate Ed McCaffrey? As we look at Davis this season, number 1 rusher in the league, has attempted more, has more first downs, more total yards, and a second to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in touchdowns. Boy, he's the workhorse in this first quarter, and he's paying dividends. 9 more for Davis, has rushed for 100 yards in 8 of the 10 games this year, and he's now over 4,000 yards in less than 3 years in this league.
The one thing about this guy, we were talking to Shanahan yesterday, and you watch him run, is last week that he had 86 yards, and the game was out of reach. And I like the thing that Shanahan's talking about the offensive line. So, okay, we'll leave him in there, let him get his 100-yard rushing day. He said, when do you take him out? He said, I don't know. I have to explain to the offensive line. They love this guy running.
Well, he takes himself out, which he did on this case, and Vaughn Hebron replaces him. Elway throwing long for Rod Smith. What a catch! A one-handed stab, and the flag is down at the 12-yard line. Rod Smith with a spectacular catch. And a flag is also down back where Elway threw the ball, and that's roughing the passer is the call there. 48-yard play as the young man from Joplin, Missouri Southern, Rod Smith. Look at this.
Gets his fingertips on it, and then catches it on the way down. He was the only receiver out in the pattern that time for the Denver Broncos. They kept everybody in, blocking, trying to make Kansas City think it's a running play. They weren't fooled. James Hasty back. Jerome Woods, number 21, was fooled for a second, got back there, but they can't make the play.
Well, you see Jerome Woods, you see his right arm, Dick, go around the waist. If he doesn't put his arm there, that's just incidental contact.
Number 21 on the defense.
Bill Carollo's motion almost picked off his fellow official.
Well, you got a 15-yard penalty down here for roughing the passer.
There's a second foul, personal foul, roughing the passer, number 77 on the defense. That penalty is enforced from the end of the run.
That's tacked on. But, Jerome Woods, honestly, Phil, when you look at it, Jerome Woods is looking at the ball. Now, watch. Here's Elway. He's going to get nailed right here. And that running at it. They're just not going to allow that to happen, and they shouldn't. Colin McDaniels hits him.
Meanwhile, Rod Smith, here's a free agent pick by Denver out of Little Missouri Southern. He comes back home. He's got friends here. Makes maybe a catch you dream about as a kid. Look at this. That's super stuff.
Hey, talk about making a play, and it's just a matter of time before the Denver offense took a shot going deep against these young safeties at Kansas City. They're very aggressive, sometimes get caught up. That time they weren't fooled, but Rod Smith made the play.
First and goal at the 9. Terrell Davis is back in. Little delay on the stutter step and then drives to near the 5-yard line.
There was a play you were talking about, Paul. Most teams, but like Marty Schottenheimer talked about yesterday, when you pitch it, the runner's going to go outside. You could see Terrell Davis that time. He's looking to cut it back, and when it's not open inside, he finally takes it out.
So we come to the end of the first quarter. Rod Smith's 43-yard circus catch giving the visiting Denver Broncos a chance to add to their 3-0 lead. You're watching the NFL on NBC. living up to his performance of these first 3 years of his career. 76 yards in the opening quarter to boost his career total over 4,000.
Dick, were we talking about yesterday? He needs, what, at least two 200-yard games and the rest 100s to get to 2,000?
No, if he just averages what he is doing now, 127, he'll make it.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's on the chance of getting 300 yards today.
Second and goal from the 5 as we open the second quarter. 3-0 Denver. Elway to Shannon Sharp. Did he catch it? Yes. Touchdown. He was screened out from our view here. They allow more people around the field here at Kansas City than any place.
Doing a little Spider-Man and then Superman.
Well, I'm going to tell you, one thing about, we had this guy in yesterday. We asked him to come in for 2 minutes. He stayed for an hour and a half. He loves to talk. Shannon Sharp, but he said, you get me out one-on-one on anybody, and I don't care who it is, on anybody, I'm catching the ball.
Especially defensive backs. He says they're skinny. They don't know how strong I am, and I can take advantage of them. And that was one of the reasons that time he caught the touchdown pass.
Jason Elam kind of chunked that one through. But Shannon Sharp, who says, I'm the cigar. Jerry Bailey just said, when you hit for home, just let me go. He said, I'm heading for home. And on the way to the playoffs, he has a touchdown, his second of the year. Denver celebrates 10-0. Goes Elam, kicks it off. Spins it down to the 5-yard line to Tamarick Vanover. Spun down at the 26-yard line. Let's go back to the touchdown as the flag is down on the kickoff return, usually against the offense, but Shannon Sharp's 6-pointer.
Shannon Sharp against Dale Carter. Dale Carter, hurt right shoulder, doesn't jam him at the line. It's good defense. What it really is just a spectacular catch by Shannon Sharp. He fights for the ball, pulls it in with his left hand to his body, and makes the catch.
And that culminates a 98-yard drive engineered by Elway. And Shannon Sharp goes through. This is the entire production, not just one little line. He does the whole play. How about
salute the Hulk? He did Spider-Man first. He's stealing other people's material. That ain't right.
That's a repertoire. He says that other guy, Ben Coates, he said he's like Dominic Wilkins. He gets all his catches when the game is already decided. Marcus Allen trying to inspire Kansas City, gets out to the 11-yard line. John Mobley makes the stop. As Elway, just as he did 11 years ago, marches his team in a hurry, 98 yards for a touchdown. What a catch on not only Davis's run and Sharp's fine catch, but within that 98 yards was that sensational 43-yard reception by Rod Smith. Kansas City unable to stop Terrell Davis and unable to really get in and going themselves. The catch by Andre Rison, and that's going to be out close enough for a first down. 11 yards on the play. And Rison trying to get this crowd re-energized.
Well, Kansas City's got to rethink their game plan. You're down 10-0. You're going to have to throw the ball every now and then. And Andre Rison having a good solid year, showing some speed that I didn't see the last couple years. He's really become a favorite for this Kansas City offense.
He leads them in catches. That's his 51st. Hit at the 20-yard line by Steve Atwater. John Mobley.
Dick, I'm going to tell you something. A linebacker is supposed to do this once in a while. Watch this. Mobley. Nobody touches Mobley. The block is not there, and Mobley just nails Marcus.
What happens? John Mobley uses his speed. He runs around the block and still can make the tackle in the backfield.
Boy, a loss of a couple yards, and Mobley was really matured this year, averaging nearly 10 tackles a game. They call him Cheetah. He moves stealthily.
Not a dumb rookie anymore.
The throw to Kimball Landers. Consistently the top receiver in Marty Schottenheimer's attack, and Mobley shows he can go outside to make a tackle as well.
This is what Phil talked about with great speed at linebacker. Mobley that time was basically caught on the inside when Kimball Landers goes to the outside, and Mobley has enough speed to get to Kimball Landers and saves the first down.
Mobley at 6'1" and 230, was a first-round pick a year ago, a 15th player selected, and was the leading tackler coming in with 99 to start this game.
He's the new type of linebacker in the NFL. Size is just not that big of a factor anymore when you play linebacker. It's speed. That's what counts most.
Third down, Gannon scrambling out of the pocket and throwing on the run. And it is no catch as Ray Crockett knocks it away from Andre Rison.
Well, so far, Kansas City, they can't stop the run by the Denver offense. They can't pass protect when they throw the ball, and they can't run it. So it's not a good day. It's good coverage down the field by Ray Crockett. A little aggressive at the end, but still good position. Well, that's both of them got their hands on the other. Andre's pushing off. Ray Crockett's holding on.
That's why they don't throw the flag when they're both doing it. Why throw a flag?
Darren Gordon now inside the 30-yard line for Denver. They lead the league in punt return yardage. Aguiar handles a tough snap. Von Hebron in on him, and it's a short, wobbly kick, but takes a good roll for Kansas City, and out of the sidelines and out of bounds, shy of the 35-yard line. 37 on the clock. 11:54 remaining in the opening half here at Arrowhead. The Broncos have the ball and a 10-point lead.
My scared of going in here. He's holding ahead.
From the 36, Elway on first down underneath to Terrell Davis. And Davis' second catch out to the 43-yard line. Let's go down to Tim Gray.
All right, thank you, Dick. Well, I spoke to Eric Dickerson. He set the single-season rushing record, 21:05, all the way back in 1984. Gave me the following quote regarding Terrell Davis. He said he's a great runner with a big future. Playing with John Elway makes it a lot easier for him because he faces no nine-man fronts like I did. I wish him all the best. I know my record will be broken one day. He's got a great shot. I hope he does it. I've met him. I like him, and I love his running style. Very gracious. Dick?
Yeah, that's a good point, and Eric feels the way all of us do that have met this young man. He is so likable. He's special. He gets the call again. There's nothing there, but he makes a little out of nothing. Gains a yard or so, but is shy of the first down. It'll be third down and about a yard and a half to two as Wayne Simmons, acquired after the season began from Green Bay for a number 5 draft pick, makes the tackle.
Shannon Sharp, number 84, in motion, outside. Whoa, be alert. Jerome Woods, a little payback there.
You know, pay attention.
That's right.
Pay attention. You must always pay attention.
So he thought he was a decoy.
Yeah.
He's outside running.
Third and 2. Rifles it to Sharp and a first down at the Kansas City 41-yard line. Reggie Tongue, the tackler, 15-yard play.
Tackled by Reggie Tongue.
Well, again, Shannon Sharp on Reggie Tongue, a safety, uses his strength, knocks him back, creates separation, gives an angle for John Elway to throw. But watch John Elway. He goes back, he knows the pattern, he likes what he's got to the right. It's not open, wait, then hit him in the open hole in the middle of the field. Good job by John Elway. You make fun of the way I talk again, Paul.
I saw an open hole.
Drives to the 38-yard line. I like a little Kentucky verbiage.
I do too.
I like windage. It's verbiage and windage. And they invented that in Kentucky.
We came here, it was co, and then they had an open hoe. I like it. It's kind of different.
Second down. You can't say what you normally say to Paul. We'll let you say that.
Dummy.
He will whack me when this is over, I can tell you that.
Yeah, that's a promise.
How about that first down? 6.8-yard average thus far. 81 already for Terrell Davis. Dwayne Carswell in motion. Elway to Rod Smith. First down at the 23. And at this point, the Denver Broncos are showing why they are 9-1, the best in the AFC. Everything working.
Well, the thing, let me just say one thing here. Elway throwing the ball, that's fine, and those guys catching the ball, Smith and those guys. But what the offensive line, Phil, they are just doing a superb job.
Well, they're doing a good. First they beat you up, now Elway's counterpunching with the pass. But this offensive line, I thought it was interesting talking to Mike Shanahan yesterday about Terrell Davis. Are you running him too much? Maybe all these things. Will he go for 2,000? And we'll give you Mike Shanahan's answer after this play.
First down, leading 10-0. Terrell Davis, and he runs into a big red shirt. on that left side at the 21-yard line.
Well, I think the big thing, we thought maybe he's used it too much. He's running Terrell Davis and all these things, but they didn't think so. They're paying attention, but it's important for the team and for this offensive line for Terrell to get 2,000 because it does build something. This offensive line, that's something they can hang their hat on for the rest of their lives, and it won't hurt this team in the future. You know, a quarterback can throw for 4,000. An offensive lineman doesn't take a lot of pride in that. But when a runner runs and they beat the opposing defense, that's something special.
Second and a short 9. Hebring with Davis up in the same backfield, blocking for him. Gains only a yard. It'll be 3rd and long for Denver as we look ahead to action tonight on NBC. Jim Carrey.
I'm in the next Batman, you know.
What are you going to be?
Beer man.
Beer man?
Elway 7 for 10 as he looks at 3rd down and 8 at the Kansas City 20. Flushed out and dropped at the line of scrimmage. John Browning, the second-year tackle from West Virginia.
That will not be a sack. And the reason it will not be a sack is because John Elway gained about 8 inches.
John Browning, number 93. On the inside. Just waits for John Elway. Throws the blocker off once Elway comes forward.
Well, the official score is going to give him a sack anyway. So no gain, give you a sack to Browning. Elam now will try a 38-yard field goal. He hits it well and down the middle. 13-0 Denver. 6:27 remains in the first half at Arrowhead. Sidelines. Denver 13-0. Could be worse.
And he knows how important this game is in their division, Dick. I mean, they really cannot afford to lose this football game, Kansas City.
They dropped 3 behind Denver, actually more than 3 because they would have lost both games to the Broncos. Down to Vanover on the kick at the 5. Sees a seam, has only the kicker to beat, and a blocker in front at the 40. Elam slows him down, and the tackle made. The flag goes down. Tim McKyer made the stop. Vanover 78 yards on the return.
There are some great blocks in here, Phil, but I'm going to just say one thing for Jason Elam. He saves a touchdown. This guy, when you're going to see number 1, you see him in the middle of your screen, watch what he does. Watch him move Vanover to the sideline. He keeps moving him. He will not let him cut back. Watch this. Now he cuts back into the other players. That is a terrific play by Vanover, first of all, for running the ball back, but for Elam for the kicker.
He has 3 kickoff return touchdowns in his 3 seasons in the league. And a punt return touchdown as well. He gives Kansas City some life inside the 20 at the 18, officially 77 on the return. Gannon to Marcus Allen. Allen dragged down at the 16-yard line as Keith Traylor makes another tackle. Tamarick Vanover, what a good kick returner can do for the lifeblood of the team. And Vanover victimized the Broncos, as we told you, last season at Mile High. Took the kick at his own 3 and off on the run, 97 yards. And a 77-yarder today. Gannon on the fake. Good runner. Inside the 10-yard line. It'll be close to a first down. Alan Aldridge and Ray Crockett ran him out.
Well, they're going to need Rich Gannon to create plays today because they're not having any success running the football. They can't pass protect. Neil Smith just going right by Glenn Parker and Rich Gannon, an excellent runner. Got a lot of wiggle for a quarterback. He knows how to move around and make some plays when he's pressured in the pocket.
Well, you see Neil Smith, he just throws Glenn Parker away, and Neil Smith almost has Gannon, but Gannon has some excellent speed, as you said, and gets to the outside. 3rd and short.
3rd down and 1. Marcus Allen has the first down, drives to the 6.
Mobley, I'm going to give him 2 9s for this, just for style and grace. I mean, Mobley gets taken out. This is what you call filling the hole, but you're a little bit high. Watch number 51, right on the left there, Phil. Here comes Mobley. Look at this. Bam! Up and out, a double team block, and he is nailed.
Now, Paul, I'm going to give him about a 2 because that's not real smart. You got to play a lot of plays in this game, and you jump in the air as a linebacker coming in against the blocker, you're going to get hurt.
And Allen to the goal line. No signal now. Touchdown, Kansas City. Number 6 this year for Allen from 6 yards. His 118th touchdown in the NFL, rushing the all-time high. Well, the old man, oldest ever to carry the ball in National Football League history, delivers again thanks to Tamarek Vanover's 77-yard kickoff return. Pete Stoyanovich with the point after. And Kansas City back in it, 13-7.
Well, if you're going to run the football day against the Denver Broncos defense, it's got to be inside. Good job by number 68, Will Shields. Kimball Anders with another good block, number 38. Creates the hole. Marcus Allen running hard for the touchdown.
Teammates sponsored by the U.S. Army.
Incredible 16-year veteran from Southern California knows well the importance of this game and his performance, helping to spark Kansas City back in it, 13-7. A wobbly kickoff by Stoyanovich. Chamberlain bobbles, picks it up. The tight end heads upfield across the 25, fumbles the ball. A scramble at the 27. This could be big. Official signal yet.
A lot of times when people get a hold of the football that are not used to handling on these type of situations, this what happens is a fumble.
Vaughn Hebron came out of the pile with the ball, so Denver has it. Injured Chief on the play.
Anthony Davis, number 50, is the injured Chief. He's down on about the 25-yard line.
See, one thing that happens if you're not used to returning these kicks in that, Chamberlain, number 86, when you get into the pile, once they grab you, well, I take that back. He does have both arms around it. He is just hit from behind, people pulling, and the ball comes out.
Well, that looked like he was the man would get it. And how did Hebron burrow his way under that pile?
I know, that's the funny part about it. You see 31 going in there, and all of a sudden 22 comes out. He wasn't even in the picture.
Let me tell you, at the bottom of those piles, guys are doing things that you can't talk about up here. And I mean, they are grabbing and scratching, and it does happen a lot. You think it happens all the time when you get underneath those piles, and they take it away from you because two of his teammates will pull your arm, the other one's grabbing your leg and trying to scratch you, and the other guy pulls it out, and you give it up.
Yeah, one's got one ankle, one's got the other, and said, make a wish.
Well, and the officials can't see it because everybody's on top of one another, and the guy on the bottom is taking a big.
Well, what are they going to say? The official goes, well, that's a penalty. He was being mean to him at the bottom. Yeah.
Wrong.
Remember Ben Drive? He was
giving him the business.
Down there giving him the business. That's right.
Anthony Davis helped off the field, a critical member of that linebacking corps, playing on the special teams as well. We're now at 13-7 Denver lead. 27-yard line, Elway with Terrell Davis behind him. Knocked down for the second sack at the 24-yard line. The momentum swinging in Kansas City's favor. What's happening elsewhere, Greg?
Well, Dick, both fans of the Broncos and the Chiefs will want to know about Seattle. New Orleans, Heath Schuler back to throw. That's Darrell Williams picking it off and returning 45 yards for the touchdown with the extra point and a field goal. The Seahawks are leading the New Orleans Saints 10-0, second quarter, Dick.
After that slow start, Greg, Dennis Erickson's team really playing excellent football. Tom Barnt was the sack collector on that first down play and almost had a fumble as well.
He just goes right around Gary Zimmerman. Gary Zimmerman never even slowed him down.
Well, what happened is that Derek Thomas just did a terrific job of guessing the snap count, anticipating, and I thought maybe he jumped off sides for a second, but it's perfect timing. Gary Zimmerman, the crowd is loud, not able to get that left foot back and get in front of the pass rusher. That created the sack.
You saw Derek Thomas wanted to be sure that ball went to his trophy case. He's over the 100 mark, only 2.5 sacks this year. He's had that torn tricep muscle that's kept him out of duty, and when he did play, not up to his caliber of excellence. Lots of noise, and John Elway wants to make sure of this third long call. Time out. He looks into the face of Elway and says, mind if I have the souvenir? Elway had a smile as he delivered the ball. Terrell Davis. And they play it safe out to the 25-yard line as Davis collects another handful of yards as he moves closer to 100. He has 94 today, but that brings up fourth down. And with 3:09 left in this first half, Kansas City calls time.
Well, that time... Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dick.
I was just going to mention that Tamarick Vanover is on the field, and everyone will focus on him after that kickoff return.
We were talking during the break. Watch Tamarick Vanover when he runs. He's got, I think, size 14 shoes.
At least.
Usually guys that run real fast are on their toes or sprinters. This guy runs so flat-footed, and that's one of the reasons why when these little DBs come down, they put a hand on him. They can't bring him down because he has all that force with his feet. He can drive through those tackles.
His toes are too far away from his heels.
And your brain's too far from your body, but that's okay.
He uses those feet to stamp out small brush fires down the land of the Ozarks in the offseason.
Well, he's only about 5'11", so there are some big feet, size 14.
Tom Rowan's first punt, or a wobbler that Vanover takes on the run at the 38-40, at the 50, and knocked out of bounds at the 45-yard line. And Kansas City, excellent field position, 17 more yards on the return by Tamarick Vanover. Glenn Cadrez made the tackle.
Well, 2 years ago, when he would catch a punt, you would just be, everybody in the stadium would stand up. Last year he was hurt, but watch him when he comes up. You can see it. He's pounding those feet, boom, boom, going around, and it is amazing for somebody that runs flat-footed that has such good speed.
Yes. First and 10, Kansas City. Kansas City starts at the Denver 45 with 2:59 left in the half. 13-7 Broncos. Joe Horn in motion, give it to Marcus Allen. And Allen inside the Denver 40, a gain of 6.
Well, you see Marcus Allen, the touchdown he ran with authority, this play here with authority. But before that touchdown, when Denver went up 13-0, he went to the bench and he chewed out a whole lot of people and said, we got to get back into this football game. But there's one way to do that, by his leadership, getting back in the game and doing what he does best.
That and a great special teams play by Vanover.
Right. Veteran Steve Wallace has moved in at left tackle, replacing Jeff Criswell. No, that's Marcus Spears. Marcus Spears in that. As Marcus Allen has a first down, and maybe Kansas City has found something up the middle.
You know what the difference is with Marcus Allen when he runs? When you look at Marcus Allen, don't look at the upper part of his body. You look at his legs, because when he hits the hole, it's almost stopped right here. Watch Marcus Allen. Now watch, he hits here, and his legs are still moving. As his legs move, the pile opens, and he comes out of it.
Tanavasa makes the stop, and we're at the 2-minute timeout here in Kansas City, where the Broncos lead is 13-7. Quarter and a half, Kansas City starting to find some plays that work, and Marcus Allen's running a couple of rushes, a first down and a touchdown. What are they doing differently, Phil?
Well, they're doing what all teams should do. They're going to the strength of their offense. That's Tim Grunhard, the center, Dave Shields. Run the football inside where you have a chance to block the defenders.
Going with two tight ends, Walker and Tony Gonzalez, and this one is headed for Andre Rison, incomplete. The pocket is called for interference.
And this is they call this penalty because Ray Crockett impedes the progress of the wide receiver going down the field. This is one that will always get called.
Number 39 on the defense. First down.
The one thing that Crockett's complaining about is he's saying, well, now watch what Crockett does. You talk about impeding right here.
He cuts in front.
All right, cuts in front. Now what? Here's where he's mad now, because now he's looking back at the ball. Well, he's saying, well, I didn't do anything. You're not doing anything there. You did it before.
Slowed him down. That's right, Paul. Exactly.
24 yards on the interference penalty. First and goal, Kansas City. And now in the final 2 minutes, the Chiefs have a chance to take the lead before halftime. That is remarkable considering what we saw the first quarter and a half. And it's Marcus Allen trying to slither his way sidewise through that hole. gets to the 5.
It's like getting beat in a fight for 14 rounds, and then 10 seconds before it's over, you knock the other guy out. I mean, that's the Broncos have physically dominated this game the whole first half until this last couple minutes, and could be trailing at halftime.
Well, and what I would like to see, something you mentioned a couple of plays ago, if you're going to run against the Denver Broncos, you might as well take it between the 2 guards in the center and get in the middle of the field. Don't stretch these guys out. They're too fast.
Rising to the left. And Allen in motion, the backfield empty. Gambit. Scrambling. Throwing. Touchdown. Danon Hughes. It's tied at 13 as Gannon hits Hughes, the wide receiver from Iowa. Only his 7th catch this year, his 2nd touchdown. So Vanover's punt return of 17, the penalty to Crockett of 24 yards on interference, and now Stoyanovich to give Kansas City the lead, 14-13.
The one thing about that defense, Phil, is when Kansas City came out of the huddle, the Denver Broncos were running all over the place.
Well, watch what happens. Danon Hughes, he's in the slot. He's going to run inside. He sees the scramble, breaks back outside. And with Rich Gannon, this is what he brings to this offense. There's nobody open. But immediately he sees, I got some room to run. The receivers, they know we got a running quarterback. Break your routes. Easy touchdown.
Rich Gannon's first touchdown of the season, starting last week at Jacksonville, losing 24-10 and getting beaten up pretty well in the process. The former Crew star in high school in Philadelphia has his first TD pass of the year.
Let me tell you, this guy is the perfect backup to have on an NFL team. He's experienced. He's been a starter for quite a few games. He can move around very well, so he can change the tempo of a game when he comes in, and he respects the starting quarterback, doesn't get in his way.
1 minute, 8 seconds left for Denver as the Broncos, after a 13-0 start, trail 14-13. Denver has 1 timeout. The kick by Stoyanovich, Devon Hebron fighting the sun. Threw it to 25. 35 and out across the 40-yard line. Good return for the Broncos. Hebron of 36 yards. Joe Horn made the tackle. So John Elway with a minute and a second has a chance to pull out some of his magic.
Well, when you say John Elway with a minute and a second, it's like an hour.
Oh, it is.
He only has 1 timeout, but I don't know of anyone in the National Football League in quarterback history, and you did a hell of a job, but you did. But I'm just talking about this guy. He can do a job on you.
Well, the talent, the play calling by the Broncos, that really helps John Elway too, and he takes advantage of it.
8 men on the line of scrimmage. The give is to Terrell Davis, being chased from behind, and makes another 15-yard run to the Kansas City 43. Make it 17 yards as they spot it.
Well, the safest way to start the hurry-up offense is play the draw out of the shotgun, and Terrell Davis, if he doesn't lose his balance, he's going to run for about 20 more yards.
110 yards in the first half for Davis. Clock running, 34, 33. Throw to Rod Smith, heads to the sidelines, first down at the 30. Stop the clock, 29 seconds left. Clyde Johnson, the closest defender.
I'll tell you one thing. I don't care when you're in a situation like this with John Elway. Now they're down to 29 seconds. They still have that 1 timeout, and they probably will have it for a long period of time as long as John Elway's in the ballgame. But you cannot give him the time to throw the football, Phil. You've got to sacrifice something.
We'll get that Domino's Pizza ready for the NFL on NBC halftime report. Messrs. Gumbel, Collinsworth, and Weitz, New York studios with all the highlight scores from the early games today. Coming up, halftime. First down at the Kansas City 30, trailing 14-13. Terrell Davis, that's an interesting play. A little quick pitch outside. outside. Didn't work at all. And did Davis get out of bounds? No, they have to use the timeout as Jerome Woods and Clyde Johnson from the secondary made the play. And Elway now without a timeout. 23 seconds left. And at the moment, a field goal would be around 48, 49 yards.
Well, that's why they ran the ball. They had the timeout, trying to catch the Chiefs off guard. Almost did catch them, caught a blitz coming, but so many people, the Broncos couldn't block them off.
And they did that play, really was an interesting play because if they get Terrell Davis to the outside and he can run with the ball, the most important thing is can he get him to the sidelines? If he can't run the ball, but the Kansas City Chiefs defense did a great job of keeping him in bounds.
You look at Gary Kubiak, who is attached to Elway in more ways than coordinator and quarterback. Kubiak was in the same draft, that great 83 quarterback draft out of Texas A&M. He was something like 200th pick. He said, I went to my first practice with Elway. I ran home and called my wife and said, I'm coming home. I'm not good enough to play this league after seeing Elway. Well, avoids the sack, throws it to the sidelines. Is that, yep, they're going to throw the flag. He was not outside the tackles, intentionally grounding, and that pretty much takes away the chance of a field goal.
Well, wait. They're calling roughing the passer.
No, that's intentional grounding.
Intentional grounding, yes.
Anthony Davis, perhaps jibing.
Well, actually, Dick, just to clarify something, he's definitely in the pocket, and it's where the tight end would be. It's not just where the tackle would be, where even if there's not a tight end, it's outside that. So John Elway definitely in the pocket, trying to avoid the sack. That's a penalty.
See, the one thing about it is that when you're
10-yard penalty, it also includes a 10-second runoff. Please reset the game clock to 8 seconds, please.
The other thing about it, when you're showing that replay from behind, Phil, is where the tackles are, not where they move to. The tackles are out here. See? Now, when Elway comes out, watch where he goes. You'll see Zimmerman 65 come inside. Now, Elway does not get outside of that tackle. So, it's intentional grounding.
I know, but it's just to clarify, it's tight end to tight end, just like there would be two tight ends. That's the rule. It's not the tackle. We all talk it. It's to the tight end.
Well, so 4th down and something like 22 or so, but they run 10 seconds off the clock, so only 8 seconds remain, and make that 3rd down. And they are going to try a field goal after all. We thought they might go for the long pass in the end zone, but out is Jason Elam. He will spot the ball at the 50. This would be a 60-yard field goal. The longest he's ever kicked is 56 yards, 53-yarder this year. In fact, he's 3 for 3 from 50 and beyond. There's a little wind, not much, at his back. 60-yard attempt.
The ball has not been traveling well today, though, on kickoffs. It must be frozen. Awfully hard.
It's on line, but it is short. It's the Ian Chiefs. 1 second, and now no time showing on the clock. That'll be the end of the half. This cold weather, it's been freezing all the night down into the teens, and that ball just not traveling, as Phil pointed out. It was straight, but well short. The Broncos start with a 13-0 lead, and then Kansas City. With 14 unanswered points, Marcus Allen with a touchdown.
There was 1 second. There was 1 second, Dick. You were absolutely right, and they ran it off the clock, and then the clock is held by someone here in Kansas City, but the official time is kept on the field, so you understand it. The official did not run the clock down. There still is a second for them to throw the ball.
And Kansas City gets the ball at the 50-yard line on the missed field goal, so they have a chance for the long pass tip drill here at the end of the half.
I loved your truth.
Yeah. The players are in the locker room. They're bringing him back out. There's Marcus Spears. Hey, he's playing. We need a tackle. Look, they're yelling for him.
Here he comes.
Now they come sprinting on the field. You know, those linemen, they can't wait to get in there at halftime. Got to adjust all that equipment.
To do what?
Well, you know, blow their nose, do some things like that. I don't know.
I love true play-by-play by Dick Enberg. The ball landed on the E.
That's right. In chefs.
Yeah, but this is important. They get the ball, they get a chance for one play, a defensive penalty, or if they get lucky, the tip ball to themselves.
Gannon, plenty of time, but wind up and fire. He parachutes one high to the 5, tipped and intercepted by Darian Gordon. And Gordon has thought of doing something himself, but he's corralled at the 22-yard line. Gordon with his third interception of the season to end this first half. So here at Arrowhead Stadium, Kansas City fans excited. They lead 14-13. We go to Greg Gumbel in New York. The time of possession almost 2-1 in favor of Denver. They dominated total elements and the Chiefs comeback. Stoyanovich kicks it off. It's very short, high. Taken by Chamberlain, the tight end, and he protects the ball as he's tackled at the 28-yard line. Now this is a puzzling game. When you look at how it's played, it's hard to believe that Kansas City leads the game.
Well, it's a great point in that first half. It comes down to something we never pay enough attention to, special teams. That's why Kansas City is leading this game. They created field position twice, so good that their offense was able to score.
When you look at it, the Kansas City Chiefs could not do a thing offensively or defensively until Tamarick Vanover runs the ball back and puts them in a position to score, and they say, now we're back in the ballgame. That's all it takes.
John Elway, touchdown pass to Shannon Sharp in the first half. Brings Smith in motion. He has a spectacular catch. A reverse to Smith, who has to give some ground and some more ground, and is tackled by Derek Thomas. A flag down. Thomas might have gotten a piece of the face mask, and that's bad luck for Thomas, as he had recorded the big loss, and now with the penalty, the Broncos will get yardage, and Marty Schottenheimer battling for his side.
Derek Thomas does a great job.
Roughing the face mask, major penalty. Number 58 on the defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
But Von Booker is the guy that really makes this play work for the defense of Kansas City. This is after the play. Von Booker forces this play to go deep backwards, and Derek Thomas is there with the face mask.
Well, this is one of those plays. Watch Derek Thomas. Just holds on to the face mask a little too long. That's why it's 15 yards. You go in at halftime and you say, Kansas City's over pursuing. Let's run the reverse. Well, they weren't over pursuing the first play of the second half.
So instead of a 13-yard loss, the penalty gives Denver a first down out at the 31-yard line, and Terrell Davis no yardage on his first carry of the second half. Jim?
All right, Dick. Well, I talked to Mike Shanahan. He said he was very happy with the first half, everything except for the score. He says we play that well in the second half, we should win the game. Now, as for Marty Schottenheimer, very happy that his team fought back. He told him, hey, guys, we're going to have to play much better in the second half if we're to win. He also reminded his defense, he said, guys, we're going to need a strong performance in the second half like we've had from you all year. Last 6 games, Dick, they've only given up 12 points in the second half. Dick?
All right, thanks, Jim. And Marty Schottenheimer said we need to be as physical as we've ever been to beat Denver. There's the crowd created. Full start as Tony Jones pulled off the stance.
Full start, number 77, offense.
I love Tony Jones when he sets up. First he sets up, then he tries to get set again, and like I'm not conspicuous. Watch this. Now watch when he pulls back. Watch what he does. Here he is. Now what? I'm gonna sit. Now let me just sit here for a second. Now, I'm not conspicuous. Now.
Yeah, but when you get 320 going backwards, you can't even stop it, so you have to take another step.
Little flinch in the defensive line. Vaughn Booker of Kansas City helped Jones to react. 2nd and 15. They show blitz. Anthony Davis right into the play. Davis into Terrell Davis. Davis on Davis for the loss. Kansas City linebacker picked the right hole.
Where does the neutral zone start? Look at number 50 in the middle of this defense. That's Anthony Davis. Now, is he leaning across? It's just a great play. He gets in the backfield. They have too many people, not enough people to block.
Anthony Davis, who played in Utah, was a late pick by Houston in 92 at the 11th round. 301st player selected. Very fast. Grew up a Cowboys fan, and he corralled Terrell Davis. And it's now 3rd and 18. Shotgun Elway. Gets away from the blitz and then is sacked at the 16-yard line. The 4th Kansas City sack. It's Davis again.
They're just They're just overpowering now the Denver offensive line in all situations. In the run, they can't be blocked. In every passing situation, the last 4 or 5, they're just getting up the field. Watch the line pressure. Everybody getting penetration. John Elway, nowhere to go. Dan Williams, the old Bronco, brings him down.
Dan Williams was the man who fleshed him out, got a piece of him, and Anthony Davis finished the job. As Hanover now. Vanover at the 37-yard line. Ball not been playing well. Ruins punt. A wobbler, little short. Vanover at the 40. And flags go down as Vanover tackled at the 41-yard line. A 43-yard punt, one on the return, and it would appear a penalty against Kansas City. John Mobley made the tackle.
You know, this is a classic example. You're looking at Vanover, Dick, as the call was to run the return to the left-hand side of the field.
Block in the back, above the waist, number 49 on the return team.
He was caught.
10-yard penalty, first down, timeout.
On the right-hand side of the field and couldn't get back.
Tony Richardson with a penalty. Kansas City with a ball for the first time, second half. Now, there are fans of old-time football. That's what you used to do even when you didn't wear a helmet.
You know, it's serious. We did that without helmets. These guys put a helmet on to bang heads. That's no challenge there.
Yeah, but they were just kind of remembering the good old days. Rich Gannon back to pass after that penalty. Too long as he looks for Andre Rison. Ray Crockett covering. Well, that was a big call on that kickoff return to push the Chiefs back to the 28 when they were out around the 40.
No, it always is. Anytime an offense gets up near midfield, the 40-yard line, you know, it's amazing what it does to you. You feel good. You got a positive approach to what you're doing, and really what you are. You're one play away from getting into scoring territory.
Second and 10 for Gannon. Fennell Bennett is running back. Now Anders comes in after Bennett played on first down. A rare carry for Anders. And he's out to the 33-yard line where Gordon and Atwater in the secondary for Denver make the tackle.
One other thing about that punt return, though, and I mentioned as we were going to commercial, is that Vanover, when he caught the ball, so the return was to the left of the field. He caught it on the right-hand side of the field. It was basically his fault. I mean, the clip is not his fault, but he's got to take the ball over there knowing he can't get back to the left-hand side, and he's got to take it up as far as he can, get what he can on the punt return. It almost sets up a clip.
Third down and a long 5. Gannon scrambles. Alfred Williams gets him from behind. Able to scramble for a yard or so. No sack, so no first down. The punter Aguiar on, and Darian Gordon, who's playing defensively, to get a feel for where he should line up to return the punt, will look to the sidelines where Tom Ruin and Jason Elam will help him line up, pick the spot. And they've said, about the 25-yard line. That's based on how the ball is traveling and to get him in the right position. And he's been playing defensive corner, has to hurry back there, wants to be in the right spot. Aguiar, one block, sends a high kick short. Gordon, fair catch at the 30-yard line. Not giving him any chance to return that one after the double touchdowns a week ago. Chiefs in the second quarter, a pair of touchdowns to lead at 14-13. Look at how Denver began this game. They just were overpowering. 203 yards, 13 points, and 3 drives. But since the adjustments defensively by Kansas City, they're totally shut out Denver.
Dick, that is right. Kansas City made some adjustments. They changed their defense. Now they're doing a lot more hitting and reacting instead of just trying to fire back there and creating those big holes for Denver's offensive line and running backs.
That last series doing a lot more blitzing. Terrell Davis. He'll quiet the crowd out to the 38-yard line. A gain of about 8 as Jerome Woods makes the stop. Jim Gray.
All right, Dick. Well, the communication system that's been installed in each of the helmets of the quarterbacks is not working for the Broncos and John Elway. Jeff Lewis had been sending in the plays. It broke down in the first half. They've just abandoned it totally here in the second half. They'll either run a player in with the plays or use hand signals. Dick?
All right, that was the case. Gary Kubiak sending in the substitute with the call.
And you know what? They probably haven't worked on their hand signals as much as you normally would because you just don't expect those communicating system in their helmet to go down.
2nd and 2 for Elway. Spins out to the 40-yard line. Will be close to a first down. Time for an update. To New York we go.
All right, Dick, in Tampa, ask the Bucks what's for
in that game.
Now, Trent Dilfer can throw what I call that straight ball. I mean, you give him an open line between him and the receiver, now he'll stick it in there. Not the greatest touch, but has a good, powerful arm.
It was a first down. Davis now with 115 yards in the game rushing. Elway throws incomplete. Rod Smith, who made the spectacular catch in the second quarter, unable to twist around and snag that one.
This is probably about as conservative play calling I've ever seen from the Denver Broncos. Rod Smith, he's open. John Elway trying to anticipate, throws it to the outside shoulder. Rod Smith can't make the adjustment.
You know, Terrell Davis, in the first 3 series, you saw that 200-some yards, and mostly Terrell Davis carrying the football. And here they came out here, and they ran 2 plays. He gets a first down. They go back on first down again and throw the ball. Is that just a changeup?
Well, you can't run it every single down. They're trying to catch the Kansas City defense off guard.
Terrell Davis breaks 3 tackles and it is crushed down at the 46-yard line, but he could have been stopped for a loss, and he picks up 6 yards on the carry.
This just shows you Terrell Davis's agility. I mean, this is an athlete. Watch the people. Carter, number 34, is the first guy that's going to miss. Now watch this move. Outside, he's stumbling. Carter at his feet. He's up. He misses, goes through another tackle, and then gets hit, picks up about 6 yards on the plate. Now that's just true athleticism.
Davis, 3 carries on this drive, and an incomplete pass by Elway. As the yards continue to rack up, Elway is racked up himself. Sack number 5, fumble on the play. Donnie Edwards was the man who made the hit. They've whistled it dead, although Edwards is in the end zone.
You said something at the beginning of this game that Derek Thomas, this is a game that he has to step up, and he's the guy that's causing all of this.
Now they signal the fumble recovered by Kansas City. It took a while. Officials debated, and the sack and fumble. And Edwards recovers for the Chiefs at the 35-yard line. Make it the 36.
Donnie Edwards, Dan Williams hits him, makes the ball come out. It was a race to the quarterback. Everybody getting pressure that time. And maybe this is one of the reasons why Denver has been so conservative running the football, because when you get in obvious passing situations, the Chiefs have proven they can rush the quarterback.
So with a 14-13 lead and the first turnover for the Chiefs at the 36. Greg Hill in the backfield now shifts out on the wing. Damon Hughes with a touchdown in motion. Sees open territory, but he can't get away from Tonavasa. Tonavasa with a tackle. And it'll be a gain of, well, let's see where they spot it. Might be a sack for Tonavasa. No, they call it a gain.
Well, look at on the left-hand side. You see Derek Thomas coming? That forces Elway to really step up inside to the other linebackers.
Steps up, then Wayne Simmons, Terrell Davis blocking him. You know, the Kansas City likes those odds. When they can get Wayne Simmons, good pass rusher, on a running back, he should get 9.
Donnie Edwards, who had 4 forced fumbles prior to today, played his football at UCLA. Second down, call it a long 9. Joe Horn, and a flag down as Horn is tackled at the 17. Only his second catch of the season. He gives Kansas City something Marty Schottenheimer says they have not had, and that is downfield speed.
They have some extra flags out there.
Holding against Denver. Holding.
Number 53 on the defense. That penalty is declined. Result of the play, first down.
That's Bill Romanowski and the Chiefs. You know, this is after the play. He's still upset over. I guess he didn't get to hold him enough. so I'm going to get you better. But Romanowski is excellent with his hands at the point of attack. One of the reasons why he can cover people down the field is because of that Joe Horn. They like his speed. He can separate from the defender, give the quarterback some area to throw the football into.
Played with Memphis in this Canadian League 2 years ago, did Horn. Gannon throws incomplete, intended for Tony Gonzalez. Romanowski on the coverage.
Well, I'll tell you what, you talked about this guy also at the beginning, Keith Traylor. This guy is coming up the field. They were about to slow him down. He hits Gannon just as Gannon's about to throw the football.
Traylor came into the league as a linebacker, drafted by Denver originally, and then migrated here to Kansas City and eventually be put on the weight to work at that tackle position. Is now over 300 pounds. Micah Spears in for Jeff Criswell at left tackle again. Give it to Kimball Anders. Anders trying to get outside. Can't make the corner as John Mobley, oh, he's got speed at 4.5 speed at that linebacker spot. Makes the tackle.
Well, he makes a tackle, but the guy you talked about earlier in this game, Steve Atwater, number 27, is the guy that's on the outside, and he's the safety. And he comes up inside. He almost got caught twice in this game that I've watched inside, but he's got enough quickness to get himself back outside, plus Mobley, number 51, helping out.
Rich Gannon has thrown sparingly, 5 for 10. A touchdown and an interception. The interception coming in the last play of the half, and he'll call time here. It's 3rd down and 9. Kansas City with a 14-13 lead. Arrowhead, it's 3rd and 9 Kansas City at the Denver 16. Rich Gannon down the middle, incomplete. And a flag down. Tony Gonzalez, the tight end, was the intended receiver. And they've thrown the flag on the Bronco defender.
Alan Aldridge.
Did not turn and look for the ball.
Number 57 on the defense. First down.
Now the middle linebacker ticketed.
Well, Tony Gonzalez, what he does, he brings speed from the tight end position. The safeties are split. He just runs down the middle. Tough position. Boom, double move, going down the field, and really excellent coverage. He just puts the hand on him, never turns around.
First and goal at the 1 after the penalty, and Marcus Allen has the touchdown. His second today. Number 119 atop the rushing touchdown makers in the history of the league.
You know, I know it's only a yard, Dick, but I'll tell you what, when he gets in that area like 3rd and short yardage, 1st and goal, whatever it is, I mean, he explodes.
He plays the situations very well, but that's what you'd expect from a veteran running back.
Try for point, Stojanovic.
Will be 13 over 21, right?
And it's 21-13. Well, they talk about a nose for the goal line. Allen with eyes for a touchdown. It's 21-13.
You've got this huge customer. They're so huge.
Welcome back to Kansas City. Well, after the touchdown was scored, Mike Shanahan walked over to Greg Robinson, the defensive coordinator, and told him, hey, let's not even argue with the official. They're upset with Richard Reels, the back judge, on the interference by Aldridge. He said it's such a bad call, they're not going to change their mind. It's not even worth wasting your breath. Dick?
All right, that set up the touchdown by Allen. Kickoff Stojanovic. Vaughn Hebron finds a hole. Still on his feet and out to the 45-yard line. Finally tackled by Reggie Tongue. 38 on the return.
He was tackled by Reggie Tongue.
How about that interference call, Phil? What were your thoughts?
I think Jim Gray was right. The coaches are right. The pass, the receiver was covered the whole play. He had no chance to catch it. Alan Aldridge did not impede the progress of the receiver. Sometimes
he did put a hand up around the shoulder, but
it's late. The play is really over when he does it, and I just think it was not a good call for Denver.
The injured player is Danon Hughes. Hughes with a touchdown catch earlier in the first half. Best starting field position for Elway the entire game as he opens at his own 45. But the pass pressure has become pretty intense. He throws to Rod Smith, and Smith with a pickup of 14 before James Hasty can run him out of bounds at the 41 of the Chiefs.
Now I know why they threw on first down. This was the play they threw on first down a little while ago. Was on the other side of Rod Smith. They see something on the top side where he's open, Phil.
Well, they know it's going to be open this time. John Elway just waits and gathers himself for that extra half a second and delivers the ball to the chest of the wide receiver. Easy catch for Rod Smith.
Smith with 4 today, 47 to lead the Denver Broncos on the season. In the backfield, this is a tight end, rather, Dwayne Carswell. A rare opportunity for Carswell, the tight end from Liberty. He has his 9th catch.
Carswell caught the ball. 4 guys hit him, and then finally, number 59, Donnie Edwards, decides, I'll take the last little shot.
Oh, yeah.
He drills him as he's going to the ground.
Now, this defense is young and fast and very aggressive, and Donnie Edwards, I think he summed it up well yesterday. He says, what we lack in experience, we make up with enthusiasm. We're going to run around. We might make mistakes, but we're going to hit you.
At the 37, 2nd and 6. Sharp in motion, Terrell Davis swings outside. 3 defenders dragging down short of the first down at the 31. It'll be 3rd and 1. Terrell Davis already over the century mark, his 4th consecutive game with 100 yards or more. He's done it twice this year. He did it last year, and only 2 times in Denver history had that been accomplished. Bobby Humphrey in 90 and Otis Armstrong some 23 years ago. So Davis 3 times with 4 consecutive 100-yard games.
And we're in 4-down territory.
3rd down and closer to 2. They bring a crowd to the line of scrimmage. Elway tries to throw it and does to Ed McCaffrey. Somehow hangs on and gets the first down. What a play. The Stanford connection, Elway to McCaffrey, his first catch. Not much yardage, but enough for a first down when Elway looked as if he was going to be sacked.
Why are you shaking your head, Phil?
Because Eddie McCaffrey is really tough, and he is for a wide receiver. He comes across. Watch what happens. He gets beat by Derek Thomas. Then he's smart enough to know, let me get away in case John gets free. Jerome Woods lays the wood on him hard, but Big Eddie stays up and still makes the play.
And here comes Derek. Now watch this. He throws McCaffrey away. He's on Elway, and you're right about McCaffrey. I'm going to stay with it. Give John something to throw to.
But Elway showing his strength to have enough to throw the ball out there with a defender near McCaffrey. Elway throws incomplete to Willie Green, trying to make a sliding catch inside the Chiefs' 20.
Well, Eddie McCaffrey does so many little things for this team well. Dick, you said earlier he's a good blocker down the field. Mike Shanahan said he's the best he's ever seen. But that's what's important. He gets beat, and he had the presence of mind to look up for the football in case John Elway pulled away from Derek Thomas.
One other little thing. Did you see what he did when he was running with the ball? Knowing he's going to get hit, he moved it to the other hand where he's going to put the ball away from the guy tackling him. I mean, he does everything so well.
First catch in 2 games for McCaffrey, but it was a big one. 2nd and 10 at the 28. Elway down the middle to Sharp. Incomplete. Knocked down by Reggie Tongue.
Well, that's just another example of the Denver Broncos, and you got a good player. Try to get the ball to the good player. And here's the Kansas City Chiefs outline. Look at all the routes that Shannon Sharp runs. He loves to go in the flats, and every once in a while when you give him man coverage, he's going to go deep. This is a 4-game breakdown by the Kansas City Chiefs coaches on Shannon Sharp, and man, that's a lot of hard work that goes into something like that.
Either that or that's a weather pattern off the Bahamas.
I thought that was the great reef out there in Australia. The depths, water depths. Boy, that is really getting down to the fine ball. Rod Smith fighting for a first down, doesn't get there. Tackled at the 20 by Jerome Woods. So they do that on every receiver. They mark their pass patterns for 4 games and try to get an idea of about where a particular player would...
Well, key players. And then for the Broncos, it would have been Rod Smith and Shannon Sharp. And what it does, it gives the defensive players some ideas where the guy might run from certain situations or from certain spots on the field. It's a wonderful help to the defensive players, and that's why these coaches got to sit in these offices about 16 hours a day to figure these things out for the players.
38-yard attempt by Elam is solidly through, and it's 21-16. Kansas City with 4.5 left in the third. Shadows growing in this mid-November beautiful Sunday for football in Mid-America. As Gary Kubiak and Elway, they're looking through their 83 yearbook there to see who's got the better picture. Elam to Vanover. And flags fly. Mark Vanover at the 26-yard line. And speaking of penalties, you've heard of Mike Shanahan arguing those 2 interference calls have been critical, and indeed they have. That's Ray Crockett interfering. And then Danon Hughes, a 5-yard touchdown. And here's the Alan Aldridge penalty that set up Marcus Allen score. Now, the Crockett didn't look as if he'd done anything wrong, but he had been bumping 10 yards down the field. That appeared to be a solid
yeah, the first one,
call.
definitely contact, probably for a good 15 yards. And what we saw at the end was the good part of it, I guess you'd say, for Ray Crockett. Didn't look that bad. But the other penalty is the one that's really got Denver upset. Down the field, they had the perfect defense on. They had him covered. Still resulted in a touchdown.
Illegal block on the kickoff return, so Rich Gannon starts at the 16-yard line with a 21-16 lead. Marcus Allen to the 19. Hanavasa makes the tackle.
Well, the one thing, Jim Gray was down on the sidelines and he overheard Mike Shanahan saying to the officials, say, look, let them play. Let them score on their own. Don't you call a penalty and have them score. And then you see the kickoff return. There's 3 flags thrown. So they might have reached somebody.
Marcus Allen, as he goes back in the huddle, 29 yards rushing for the day, but a couple of touchdowns. Heisman Award winner how many decades ago? Southern Cal. Gannon on play action, way off the mark, looking for Andre Rison. The NFL season extends to World Wide Web on NFL.com, the league's official website. Visit NFL.com for all the scores, statistics, including a complete roundup of this weekend's scores in action. And you'll also get to chat with some of the NFL's biggest stars, all at NFL.com.
You said earlier that the Kansas City Chiefs, after that first quarter and a half, adjusted their defense. Has Denver done the same?
Well, Denver, what I like they're doing, they are shutting out these Kansas City wide receivers. They cannot get any space between them and the defender to give Rich Gannon a place to throw the football.
Trailer almost offside, and Rich Gannon is sacked for the first time today at the 17-yard line. Tanavasa and Alan Aldridge were there. For Tanavasa, this young man from Hawaii leads the Broncos coming in with 7.5 sacks on the season. And Bill Romanowski there as well, and he now is being credited with the sack.
Rock Tanavasa.
That's what MAA means.
Rock
in Samoan.
Phil and I know him as Rock.
267 pounds. Mike Shanahan says it's all motor. The man just keeps going, keeps working. That's why he's been successful as a defensive lineman.
So with a 5-point lead, it's Aguiar punting. Very high again to Gordon. Gonna gamble, and he's hit immediately by Greg Minuski. Minuski was the star in the special teams for the Kansas City Chiefs. He had a beat on him all the way.
Talking to Gordon yesterday about punt returning and who's back there tells you when the fair catch and when not the fair catch. He said it's only feeling on my part. I'm the one that has to make the decision. I have to feel it. All of a sudden, watch this. You want to feel something? Feel this. Bonk, bing.
Oh. Well, you got to take a chance if you want to make a big play. That time he took a chance and it didn't work out.
But that scores points with coaches. I mean, he's able to be aggressive. Those are the guys that'll get you some touchdowns on returns. Flag down, false start against the Broncos. No play.
Number 84.
Shannon Sharp with a twitch.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 84, offense. 5-yard penalty.
You'd have been been a good official, Paul. Why didn't you take up officiating?
I hated the shoes. I don't like the shoes.
Well, it's the stripes. They make you look heavy.
Well, you know, a lot of people say when you have stripes, you should be in jail.
There you go. At the 36-yard line, first down 15.
We just saw Gordon on the sidelines, and he had the flu yesterday. He wasn't feeling very good.
Plus, he got hit in the head on that last punt return.
McCaffrey, okay, he's back in the game to the bottom of your picture. Rod Smith to the left. Sharp lined up on the left side. Terrell Davis behind Elway. Throw, Sharp to the 48-yard, Smith to the 48-yard line as Rod Smith has his 5th catch, 12 more on that play to bring up 2nd and 3.
That's like the 5th or 6th time he's throwing that pass out there to Smith.
Well, he knows Kansas City, a lot of people up inside to stop the run, nobody underneath. That gives John Elway a nice lane to Rod Smith. Pretty easy completion for a quarterback, of his caliber.
Mark McMillan made the tackle, the smallest defender in the entire NFL, 5'7" and 148 pounds. 2nd and short, Terrell Davis breaks a tackle, fights his way close to the sticks, and that appears to be good enough as they spot it for a first down at the Kansas City 47-yard line. 131 yards now for Terrell Davis.
Here is another guy, Dick, that you don't try to even think about arm tackling this guy. Watch Terrell Davis's feet. Once he makes the commitment to go upfield, his legs are moving all the time, gets the first down.
They spotted at the 48. Davis, another big game for the Broncos. Over 100 yards, 9 of the 11 played this season. To the sidelines, incomplete. James Hasty knocked it away from Shannon Sharp. From Kansas City, we go back to New York. Greg?
Our main offense isn't a lot, but their defense is for real. Every team that plays them has a hard time moving the ball and scoring. Usually the offense gives up the points.
Elway on 2nd down and 10. Gets it to Davis, and Davis to the 45, where it'll be 3rd and 7. Elway, by the way, needs only 6 more yards in total yards to move into the number 2 spot all-time ahead of Fran Tarkenton, Dan Marino's number 1, and Fran Tarkenton with 50,677 yards a second, and Elway needs either rushing or passing only a half dozen more, and he'll be number 2.
Does that include his receiving yards?
No, it doesn't include the receiving yards.
He gets upset when you forget those passes.
Shotgun on 3rd down. The throw, incomplete. Flags fly. Willie Green hit early. And Mark McMillan apparently just a touch too soon on the hit.
Dale Carter and McMillan are just dancing around. They thought McMillan made a great play. Carter congratulating him, but the official, that little yellow flag.
Number 34 on the defense, automatic first down.
No, it's Dale Carter that is ticketed with a penalty.
Well, to the outside, Willie Green. It's Mark McMillan. From here, it looked like he ran through the receiver too early. He did. Definitely a penalty. Good call.
Well, they called it on Carter, but obviously it was McMillan.
Carter's telling the official, hey, excuse me. I don't wear 29. It's not me.
So the first down on the penalty at the 35-yard line. A minute 16 left. 3rd quarter. Kansas City leads by 5. Davis ducks under 2 Chiefs. Burrows into the 34-yard line, a gain of only a yard on the play. Vaughn Booker finally got him to the turf.
When you look at Terrell Davis, and I know that he and Marcus went to the same high school, Lincoln High School in San Diego, California. But when you watch him and avoid people, Phil, he shows you a little of Marcus. Marcus, the reason he lasted so many years, he never really took a clean hit. He doesn't take one. This guy here really doesn't take a clean hit.
That's a good point.
And he was a young man that grew up, as did Marcus Allen, as youngsters in early high school were both defensive players. Terrell Davis was a nose guard and middle linebacker. Taken, they all bought it. Elway, he's not going to take any chances. Pushed out of bounds. And the flag will fly as Donnie Edwards. And there's the aggressive nature of a young player, he just couldn't resist giving him a little extra once Elway left the field to play.
That's not aggressiveness. That's stupidity. That is stupidity. I mean, you're talking about the quarterback. I mean, you don't even do it to a back or a receiver. But you do like John Elway, the quarterback, running. He's already out of bounds. He's committed himself out. And then to shove him after that, that's crazy.
Here it is. Good take.
Well, take a look. Here comes Elway. Now watch it, Elway. Elway's he's running out of bounds. There's no look at this. And then push him.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. Number 59, defense. 15-yard penalty. First down.
That's Donnie Edwards.
See, the reason they're calling this is because Elway, Dick, is not making any attempt to go downfield with the ball. He has definitely committed himself to run out of bounds.
And he's out of bounds.
And he is out of bounds.
He's fortunate. He went into one of those photographers. Could have been injured on the play, that's for certain. So Elway, with that rush, now needs only 1 yard past Tarkenton. Doesn't want to get by him in that regard. But it's a first down at the 14. Trailing by 5, late in the third. Look out left. Elway changing the play. Davis hit in the backfield. And that's a case where the crowd, boy, they're so sharp here. They knew when he was audibilizing, they raised their voices, made it all the more difficult. That's the end of 3. To Kansas City. Dick Enberg with Phil Simms, Paul McGuire, Jim Gray, 21-16. The Chiefs lead after Denver jumped out to a 13-0 early lead. That last play of the third quarter, as Elway tried to change plays and the crowd made it difficult, Terrell Davis was hit for a 5-yard loss, so it's second down 15 as we open this fourth quarter at the Kansas City 19. Smith. Incomplete as they try to go over the top of the shorter Mark McMillan. Oh, we have a moment. Let's talk about this. Mark McMillan, you played against him, Phil Simms. He's only 5'7", 148 pounds. There are some 8 players in the entire league as short as 5'7". He is the only defensive player that short, and at 148 is the lightest guy in the league.
Well, you think you could take advantage of him on the outside, but way too quick. Very good at reading the quarterback, the receiver, and like Marty Schottenheimer says, this guy gets his hands on more passes than any defensive back he's ever seen.
3rd and 15. The blitz. Elway kicks out of a tackle and fights to the 10. Doesn't get the first down, but a touch of the Elway of yesteryear as that pushes him past Tarkenton. And appropriately, he moves into the number 2 spot over Tarkenton on a scramble play.
Well, it's a blitz inside. Anthony Davis on Terrell Davis. That makes John Elway come right up the middle. He does not pick up the first down, but it sure makes his field goal attempt a lot easier.
And I'll tell you, when he's running like that and diving, it scares the coaches a lot.
There it is. Marino, Elway, Tarkenton, and Moon. Elam, 28-yard attempt. And he now draws the Broncos to 21-19 within a field goal. 19 for the Broncos. That was their total in the season opener when they beat Kansas City 19-3. It's their lowest total of the entire year, 19. Kickoff to Tamarick Vanover at the 4. And his motor racing, flag down again, a tackle to the 29, and again it appears Kansas City is going to be taken back and a kickoff return call.
Well, they're consistent. Every single return just about, or most of them today.
9th Kansas City penalty, holding on the return. Well, while they marked that off, Marty Schottenheimer told us yesterday his one single theme of this week against Denver was we've got to be more physical.
Number 77 on the return team. 10-yard penalty, first down.
And we have been all season long, and here's some evidence his players were listening.
You know what it is? This is what makes good football. It's a rivalry. These teams, you know, we could hear the hatred or the dislike they have for each other. It always shows on the football field when players talk about their feelings that way.
Donnell Bennett, who played at Miami of Florida, on first down. Alan Aldridge makes the tackle. A short game.
You know, Dick, we were talking to Elway yesterday. We said, is there a total dislike? Is this the biggest rivalry? Because you look at the West, with San Diego and the Oakland Raiders. He said, for us, the players, this is our biggest rivalry. But for the fans in Denver, it's Oakland. It'll always be the Raiders. But for us, it's this team right here.
Yeah, they play Oakland next week, and the fans are looking right by Kansas City. They can't wait. They got their tickets ready to go against the Raiders next Sunday at Mile High. Or Monday. It's a Monday night game. Gannon out of the backfield to Bennett. Steve Atwater there to slow him down, and Alan Aldridge there for the tackle. At the 22-yard line, where it'll be a 3rd down and 7.
You know, when you have a reputation as a tough safety, like Atwater has, and you catch the ball out there in space, you do kind of tap your feet a little bit to see if you can move away from Atwater, because Atwater was about ready to tag him.
Steve Atwater, who has been to the Pro Bowl 7 times, 7 consecutive times. 3rd and 7. Braxton coming up to the line of scrimmage and then pulls back as Gannon scrambles. Gets out to the 26-yard line, a pickup of 4, but not enough for the first down. And Neil Smith, along with Keith Traylor, collaborate on the tackle to ex-Chiefs.
Well, Rich Gannon just not having enough time to look down the field, and even if he could look down the field, what he would see is a lot of players covered on the defensive secondary. Neil Smith does a good job coming off the block, keep chasing that quarterback, because Rich Gannon acting like a running back, trying to pick up the first down, not like a quarterback who would be trying to find that ground quicker.
Well, Aguiar's been kicking very high to try to stop the Gordon danger after Gordon alerted the league with his 2 touchdown returns last week. Very high again. Fair catch, Gordon at the 29-yard line. So Denver with the ball, trailing by 2. 12 minutes to go in the 4th. Remaining in this period, John Elway with his team down 21-19. Elway at his best, coming from behind. 38 game-winning drives in the final quarter. 6 of those against Kansas City, his personal high. And you throw in those against Schottenheimer when Marty was in Cleveland as the head coach, and he has really been demonic to the head coach of the Chiefs, Schottenheimer. First down. Elway knows it away, although Ed McCaffrey climbing high on the sidelines to try to spear another.
That type of play is something that Denver runs every single game, and they make it work about 3 or 4 times a game. But today, Kansas City, every time he's faking that run, they know what pass to look for, and they've shut it out.
You know, the thing about this, too, when Elway went out there, Philly had so much time and so much room. He had McCaffrey coming across the middle. He was wide open in the middle of the field, but by the time he got across, 2 guys were sitting there waiting on him.
McCaffrey and Smith to the left side with Shannon Sharp right. Howard Griffith in motion. Elway underneath to McCaffrey. And McCaffrey spinning for a first down at the 41. I think he likes to get hit more.
Yeah, see, Eddie catches the ball and he looks for contact. You know, that's what happens. But another good job by John Elway, buying the time in the pocket. Again, he drops back. And what's happening here, you're the quarterback. He can't see down the field. There's too many big bodies. Creates a little room for himself. Eddie McCaffrey, good job of sitting down where nobody's around him and picking up the first down.
You know what else he did, McCaffrey, which he does so very well? He catches the ball with his hands, Phil, not letting it hit him in the chest or anything. He makes sure he has the contact.
That's Vaughn Booker injured on the play. Kansas City Chiefs defender at their 41, trailing by 2.
Another flyover.
We saw the Jets earlier. Here's the play was made in Buffalo. So they forgot the other parts of it.
You don't have a ticket, you get to watch the game from your own perspective.
And I'll tell you, that's really got to be cold up there.
Booker, just a leg cramp. He's okay. Will return. Terrell Davis behind Elway with 130 yards rushing today. This is his 30th carry for number 30. And they're after him at the 40-yard line. No gain at all led the charge.
A lot of people, you'd sit at home and you go, now how can Terrell Davis in Denver run the football so well the whole first half, and then you come out and you see so many running plays past that first quarter that they can't, they're having a hard time. If it wasn't for Terrell Davis making good runs, they wouldn't even get back to the line of scrimmage.
What are they doing?
Well, change of philosophy, and these guys on the other side are pretty good too. They're pros, and you just can't beat them up for 48 minutes in a game.
There's his numbers the last 3 years.
Pretty nice, huh?
Best season of all here in his third. Elway off play action, going long. Rod Smith, incomplete. And it was McMillan to break it up. Mighty Mouse.
Now watch Mark McMillan, number 29. Dick, I think you called it right. Mighty Mouse, good position, cuts right in front, gets that arm, looks back for the football, and
so that's what's confusing for me as a fan. How is that not impeding progress? He has his left hand on him all the way.
Well, I have the answer. I don't know. I mean, I just don't know.
Thank you very much.
I think that's what everybody says. It's just it's a judgment call. It's hard. They'd be calling it every single play if they were honest about it, I guess.
Davis tackled for a loss as Jerome Woods, the safety, infiltrates and stops this Denver attack.
They try a draw play here with Terrell Davis. It is a good call. All he has to do is beat one tackler, and that's Woods right there. If he does that, he's got running room, but Woods played extremely well. He was coming on a blitz.
On comes Tom Rowan and Tom Rick Vanover at the 22-yard line for Kansas City. And we welcome those of you who have been watching Tampa Bay and New England. This is Dick Enberg with Paul McGuire, Phil Simms, Jim Gray, Tom Rick Vanover with a fair catch at the 26-yard line for Kansas City. As you see, the Broncos, who led early 13-0, have seen quite a surge by Kansas City. It's 21-19. We're 9 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. And Tampa Bay with a handy lead against the Patriots, 27-0. The injured players, Mike Shanahan, about that.
Well, you can never win these things too soon, and I think the thing they're looking at, they're 9-1 like they were last year, but this year they think they're going upward. Last year they thought maybe they peaked about the 10th game of the season, and we keep talking about Kansas City, how important this game is. Let's don't forget, Denver's got a couple tough games after this, and they're trying to fight for that home field advantage all through the playoffs too.
Broncos look at the Kansas City team determined today, because they feel a win pulls them within one game of the top spot with some tough opponents ahead. And Marty Schottenheimer says, hey, it wasn't a gift to Denver at the start of the year. Maybe we will win this AFC West.
Well, you look at this Kansas City team, and I think the coaches here, Marty Schottenheimer and all this, they're excited because this is a young team that changed a lot of personnel and the philosophies on each side of the ball, and they're 7-3, and they're playing every team tight and close, and the future looks good.
Rich Gannon, the quarterback for the injured Elvis Gerbach, gives it to Greg Hill, and Hill for a couple. John Mobley makes the tackle. Some of the fans want the Chiefs to open it up, but the game plan here, Schottenheimer, recognizing Denver's perhaps superiority, said we don't want to make plays that will hurt us. We're going to play fairly conservatively.
And you got to do whatever's best for your team to give you a chance to win, and that's what's best for Kansas City. Get in these situations, you got to look at Andre Rison, Tony Gonzalez, or Rich Gannon. Those are the three guys that got to make plays in these third and long situations.
3rd and 7, play action, and Gannon chased out of the pocket. On the run, throws. Kimball Landers can't make the shoestring catch. Tough chance for Anders.
One of the other things, too, that people are talking about, you talk about the offense that get conservative, but their defense is playing extremely well. So, I mean, they're still winning the football game. They just don't do something stupid.
And the other thing is, if Rich Gannon is not running around, giving these receivers a chance to get open down the field, goes right through the arms of Kimball Anders, they're just not getting away from the defensive backs of the Denver Broncos. They cannot get open, so you got to be conservative.
Third consecutive 3 and out. So Aguiar with that 2-step delivery sends it high, but very short this time. This is where the Broncos have to be alert for a bad bounce, and they are. A flag goes down as the ball is down at the 46-yard line. Only a 26-yard punt. Now let's check the penalty. Holding against Denver.
Holding, number 56, while the ball was in the air, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Keith Burns, so they'll mark the 10 yards from the 46 back to the 36, and the Broncos will begin their down 21-19. Now, a look ahead to NBC tonight. 21-19 as the Broncos take over at their 36-yard line. They're on their feet in Kansas City's Arrowhead Stadium, 78,000. Denver trailing 21-19, taking over at the 36. Terrell Davis, and he's smothered again after maybe a yard gain as Anthony Davis, number 50, in on the tackle. John Elway, a master of the comeback in his 15 brilliant years in the NFL, trying to come up with another against rival Kansas City.
Now, John Elway, his helmet, the thing that the coach is calling to communicate with him, it's gone down, so they're using the good old system. Gary Kubiak, the coordinator, offensive coordinator, is just yelling the plays to John Elway. That's the way to get the plays in.
Play action for Elway. Batted at the line of scrimmage, incomplete. John Elway, who has moved past Fran Tarkenton with his yardage today. Total yards, number 2 only to Dan Marino in NFL history. And his running back, Terrell Davis, the leader in the league, 126 yards rushing this afternoon.
And Williams, number 92, gets his arm up and makes the play.
Talking about all these ex-players today, Dan Williams, number 92 of Kansas City, has really played an outstanding game so far.
Played at Toledo, was a number 1 pick of the Broncos in '93. Elway over the middle, caught by Smith, and Rod Smith has just enough for the first down at the 47-yard line. And what a receiver this young man from Missouri Southern has become. He led the Broncos coming in with 43. He now has 50 catches on the year.
Well, I asked Elway yesterday about him. Is he your go-to guy on third down? John says that this guy has progressed so much. I have all the confidence in the world in him, and I will not hesitate to throw him the football. It's obvious right here.
He was a college quarterback at Little Missouri Southern, and in his senior year, his coach said, you want to make All-America, you got to play receiver, and it's paid off. On first down, Elway guns it to Shannon Sharp, and Sharp, with a flag down, is tackled right at the sticks at the Kansas City 43.
Definitely against Shannon Sharp, Dick. He pushed off with both hands, went down, got him extended, pushed James Hasty. That's why he was wide open.
He told us yesterday he's strong. He wants Hasty covering him because he knows how to push off. But this time he pushed off and got caught.
Shannon Sharp with the penalty as you look at the other scores.
Number 84, offense, 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
So instead of a 10-yard gain, a 10-yard penalty, so 20 yards that cost Denver.
Yeah, that's pretty easy for the officials to see. Both hands to the chest of James Hasty. And you're right, Paul, he is strong. James, he ran another 5 yards, I think I did.
So first down, 20 for Elway. 6:45 left in the fourth period. Throws incomplete. Smith wasn't looking for the ball. Rod Smith, who has 7 catches today, and you'll see a lot of games and not find one reception any more spectacular than this one. Watch this play. 43 yards. Smith one-handed catch. While being tackled and is able to pull it in, get back up and gain a few more. And that set up one of Denver's scores. The touchdown Sharp from Elway. Here come the Chiefs. Derek Thomas. The 6th sack today, second by Thomas.
I'll Thomas does get the sack, but number 77, Pal McDaniels, up the middle.
Derek Thomas, Pal McDaniels inside. There he comes. Derek Thomas, we said early in the game, this is going to be his breakout game where he was going to start being a factor in the outcome of the wins for the Kansas City Chiefs. Today, he has done that.
First 10 games of the year, Thomas, the Pro Bowler, 1.5 sacks, 2 today. Third down and 28 for Elway. Underneath he goes to Willie Green, and Green battling gets a sizable chunk back, nearly 20 yards. It is 20, but of course that leaves it 4th and 8 for Denver.
I'll tell you how important this play is. It's third and about 20-something. You get 30-something. You get 20 yards back. You got your punter now that's going to be able to kick the ball and probably pin him inside the 10-yard line. I mean, it doesn't get the first down, but it is a great play.
That's exactly. Changes field position. The Broncos are looking at it. They got one more time to get the ball. They hope this play they made there will get the ball back for them around midfield.
On the 49, the ball centered to Tom Ruin. Stands only 14 yards behind the center. High booming kick. Vanover Faircat's going to let it bounce. And it's down at the 2-yard line. Well done by Tim McKyer, the veteran cornerback. Pins Kansas City at their own 2. Go ahead on a spectacular day, cold but clear. Huge crowd enthusiastically rooting for Kansas City. 7-3, unbeaten at home. The Chiefs lead by 2. Pat Bowlen, the owner of the Broncos, bird's eye look at the ball at the 3-yard line. Rich Gannon for the injured officer back gives to Marcus Allen, and the veteran with a couple more touchdown runs today, short yardage runs, gets it out to the 6-yard line, and we're at the 5-minute mark.
Okay, 5-minute mark, so you understand, folks. 2 timeouts left for Kansas City, 3 for the Denver Broncos.
Paul Hackett, the offensive coordinator for Kansas City.
Where you dig in there as an offensive coordinator or as a quarterback, find a way to get 1 first down, because that will eat up 3 minutes of the clock if you can just get 1 first down running the football. And I always thought a good thing to do as a quarterback, try to draw them off sides in this situation.
Long count?
Long count, hard play.
Bryson in motion. Big hole for Allen. He's out to the 12, and that's going to be close, maybe a yard shy. Harold Hasselbach makes the tackle. So 3rd down and 1.
You know, I got to tell you something. I saw this a couple weeks ago in Buffalo, and they needed to hold on to the ball against the Miami Dolphins, and they brought Thurman Thomas into the game to hold on to the football. He picks up a very important first down, and they go on and win the football game. And here it is now. Where do you go? You go to this guy, Marcus Allen. He is the guy, the most experienced, the guy with sure hands, the guy you want. You want the ball in his hands.
This is big. If they make the first down, they'll force Denver to start using their timeouts. 3rd and 1. Who else? Allen. Hit hard, but drives for the first down at the 14.
Well, they do 2 good things, Paul. They bring in their short yardage runner, Marcus Allen. All 3 running plays over their best offensive lineman. The center, Grunhard again. Will Shields, a guard, and Dave Zott. They physically push up in there. Good job by Dave Zott pulling around, creating a hole, and wow.
Mobley
really running.
Mobley took the worst of that collision, and he is down. Marcus Allen, 3 carries from the 3-yard line and able to pick up the first down. 11 total on those 3 tries for the veteran, who just refuses to face the calendar, stays young, and well, he thought he would be the backup, play only sparingly behind Greg Hill this year. This was the year that the youngster Hill in his 4th season out of Texas A&M was going to be the man, and started the season that way, but couldn't take it away totally from Marcus.
Well, Marcus Allen, I don't know. If he said he's going to retire after this year, I don't see any reason why he should.
No running back in the history of the game has played in more games, rushed for more touchdowns, caught more passes. Well, remarkable man.
You know, Dick, he doesn't take a big beating because he doesn't have to carry the ball. He's not their main runner every single game. He's learned how to, take the punishment, and they got a good young team.
Well, the thing about it
looks good.
Yeah, with Marcus is, again, Gannon, everybody's talked about it and everybody's seen it. And when you watch him run, he doesn't take the big shot. He gets down, he leans, he picks up the extra yard, but he's always falling forward.
There was no timeout taken. The clock is running. And now Gannon goes long for Rison. Is he in bounds? No. Flag is down in the secondary of the Broncos. Andre Rison, reborn here in Kansas City, their leading receiver, holding against Denver, so it'll be a first down regardless. They'll mark that off from the 14.
I'm going to tell you what, you do.
Number 53 on the defense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Let's go Romanowski. But you look at the catches that Andre Rison makes. I mean, that was truly a remarkable catch. He couldn't stay in bounds, but he did a full 360.
Andre Previn Rison. He is musical at times. His mother loved that famed composer, director, conductor.
Let's take a look at the penalty. Here it is. Bill Romanowski against Tony Gonzalez, the tight end. Going down the middle, Romanowski gets pushed a little, gets off balance, grabs hold of the receiver.
First down at the 19. Marcus Allen for a yard to the 20, and now will Denver, yes, use one of the timeouts. Oops, still going. Saw the signal. Timeout. 3 more seconds ticked off. Mike Shanahan featured in the 19-second half passing yards. Only 52 total yards in the second half. But they lead 21-19, and they did give 3 seconds back on the clock. So it's 2:59 as Gannon throws again, and it's caught at the 30. That's going to be very close to a first down. I believe he's got it. Darian Gordon makes the tackle. Andre Rison with a clutch catch. First down.
Oh, and he's doing his Spider-Man. I tell you, what a throw by Rich Gannon. Kansas City knows they need one more first down to really put themselves in a good position to win the game. The ball is thrown inside and down. Nothing bad can happen. And a good catch by Andre Rison.
All right, the Broncos take their second timeout. They have 1 plus a 2-minute warning, so they basically have 2 left.
This is then well orchestrated by Gannon and Marty Schottenheimer and Paul Hackett from the 3-yard line. They moved it out to the 30. 2 first downs plus a penalty first down, and they've chewed up the time where now Denver is in a desperate stop situation.
Think about Kansas City's offense today. Been pretty resourceful, hasn't it? I mean, the few opportunities they have had, they've used them and scored the points.
Our Miller time game summary. Chiefs leading by 2. Elway's had a good game, but sacked 6 times. Gannon used sparingly, but has made some key throws. The unexpected has been, well, I don't know how unexpected. Kamari Vanover, he's always a danger. 137 return yards, and that's been crucial to the Chiefs' comeback from an early 13-0 deficit. Marcus Allen, nothing unexpected about him carrying in the clutch. Keith Traylor and Neil Smith make the tackle. Now the timeout, and that's it for the Denver Broncos. The last timeout.
And you can be assured they're running the football to get that clock off.
Alan Aldridge slow getting up. Mike Shanahan's team, the only loss at Oakland, and the Raiders prevailed 28.
Game today, it just brings a lot of teams into this mix about getting the home field advantage, the week off, being the 1 seed or the 2 seeds. Those are the most important ones, the 1 seed and 2 seed, because you get the week off in the first playoff game at home.
I'll tell you one thing you hit in the head is when we talked to Elway yesterday. He says, I hate to play here. And look at 6 sacks today. And you can understand why he hates to play here. This crowd, they get in it.
They have given back the timeout to Denver because of the injury, but they'll wind it up as soon as the referee, Carollo, wants to do that. They'll wind it up and force Denver to call the timeout anyway. This is really all academic, and I think that's what he's informed Mike Shanahan. I don't want to catch you off guard here. You have your timeout back, but the Kansas City Chiefs have their 25-second clock going too.
But the difference is it's a 25-second clock instead of 40. Now they have to run the play before the 2-minute warning. So a big break for the Broncos. Big break.
Second down 8. Gannon, good fake down. the 36-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 4. And the Denver sideline saying, don't use the timeout. Now they're waving it off. They'll let it tick down 2. Well, maybe they did. Well, it did stop.
It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. It's going to eat up about the same amount of time. Now, it all comes down to stopping them on the 3rd down regardless. So
what I don't understand is why Rich Gannon, didn't let the clock run down to almost 1 or 2 seconds before he snapped the ball. He snapped the ball to Kansas City Chiefs with 12 seconds left to go on that clock, and the clock was running. Had he done that, it would have gone to the 2-minute warning.
Yes. Big point. Good point.
So that is Denver's final timeout, although the coaching staff was hoping they'd catch the eyes of the players on the field. They didn't want it. The coaches didn't want to use it there. So here's the game. If the Kansas City Chiefs can pick up 5 yards on this play, they'll have the 1st down and put the Broncos in an almost impossible position should the Chiefs hold on to the ball.
Isn't it amazing? Almost every single week we sit up here in these situations. We talk about the clock. Clock management at the end of these games is so important, giving your team that one extra chance either way to win or lose a game.
Quickly, would you throw a ball here?
I wouldn't have the guts to, probably.
Well, they've been throwing, though.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Would you throw it here? Because if you don't complete it, they still a 2-minute warning is in effect.
I say they did. Well, they got no one in the backfield. They better. Throw incomplete. Intended for Vanover. Good position by Ray Crockett to deny. And that'll bring up 4th down with 2:08 left in the 4th.
What happens is Denver, they just blitz everybody. Good job by the blitzers. Look inside. Got people coming from the outside, all the backers. But really what's important, the defensive backs played inside, took away the short routes by the receivers at Kansas City. And Mike Shanahan, this couldn't have worked out any better for him, the Denver Broncos, and their offense, giving them this much time.
And there's Gordon, the 2-touchdown maker a week ago, back at the 23-yard line. Aguiar shanks one to the right side. Great bounce and goes out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. They're going to call it the 24. So the 2-minute warning. John Elway, no timeouts left. 120 seconds to get 3.
I've got some great ideas for a website. We could have a spinning logo or a flaming logo.
You know what would be a great idea? If people with PCs anywhere could order.
Where the Kansas City Chiefs lead 21-19. Well, he's been sacked 6 times, the real number 7, John Elway. But just like this gentleman, he's very much on his feet. And he now has possession of the ball at the 24-yard line. No timeouts. Needs to drive his team within field goal range to win it. His kicker, Jason Elam, has made 4 field goals today. Lamar Hunt, the owner of the Chiefs, enjoying it thoroughly. One of the AFL originals. Elam has kicked from 21, 38, 36, and 28 yards. Missed from 59. Both wide receivers to the right. Elway goes left, open is Green, and Green ducks out of bounds at the 36-yard line, 1st down. Mark McMillan, the cover man.
Well, Mark McMillan is he's single covered. Willie Green on the outside, no help. This has happened to him a couple times today. When he tries to plant his feet, make that cut, he slipped and falls.
John Elway as he threw, hit by Dan Williams, struggling through the block. 13 on that play. Incomplete. Mark McMillan, and there'll be interference there on Willie Green. McMillan giving away more than half a foot at 5'7" against the 6'4" Green.
You know, where I think they call it is at the end when he puts his arm out to try to grab him.
Pass interference, number 29 on the defense, 1st down.
McMillan at the end of this play, he's going to reach out. Here it comes. Look at Green. He's going down the sidelines. Is he inbounds? Is he staying in bounds? Because Green cannot come back in and catch the ball. So they cut him. We're pushing him out of bounds.
So this drive starts at the 24 with Elway. They've used only 9 seconds, and they're already at the Kansas City 41, a 22-yard penalty.
Remember, folks, they only need a field goal.
Looks like a blitz. It is.
Full house blitz. Elway stands in, throws to Green. Green around McMillan on his feet. Hit and out of bounds. He fumbles, still in possession. As Donnie showed what a speed he has at middle linebacker at 4.48. Chasing that. Enter Terrell Davis. Because I'm going to tell you, there's a minute 43 on this clock. Kansas City has 2 timeouts. You do not want to score early.
Single coverage blitz, everybody on the blitz. Denver picks it up. Elway sees it. It's really easy. He's in the shotgun.
We talked about the offensive line earlier in the game. What a job they did in the pickup of the blitz. There were 9 men coming, it appeared.
That's exactly right. Good job of seeing it. The Broncos were expecting it.
25-yard play, and now here is Terrell Davis clutching the ball at the 17 and forcing Kansas City to spend one of those precious timeouts.
They have 1 more left. There's a minute and 36. They're going to take a timeout in the next play, and then the Broncos will run a play on 3rd down, run as much of that clock off, and then get Elam on for the field goal.
So the pressure mounts for that young man, Jason Elam, who has made 16 out of 21 coming in and is 4 for 5 today. This has got to be, how can you put yourself in his position? No one even near him as James Hasty shaken up on the play.
Let me go back. You said this when we were in a break a little while ago. When Denver, before the 2-minute warning, could they have faked the timeout to fake the injury to keep the timeout?
If they're that smart, then give them credit. To think of it quick enough, because what it did, there was about, I can't say exactly, about 2 minutes and 30 seconds ago, or 35. The 40-second clock is getting ready to start. There's somebody hurt. They stop it. When they resume play, though, it goes to a 25-second play clock. It makes Kansas City run a play before the 2-minute warning. I think it costs Kansas City over 40 seconds in the play clock.
Davis, the league's leading rusher, but checked since a terrific start. Hasn't done an awful lot of big play making in the second half, and Marty Schottenheimer uses his final timeout with 1:30 left. Davis, who started the day at 1,273 yards, you look at Elam, has 127 for the afternoon, but went over 100 very early in the game.
So here's the situation. Now there's a minute and 30 on the clock, and what the Denver Broncos do now, that ball is on the right hash mark. The hash marks really don't mean a whole lot, but if they're going to do anything, they're going to stay right in the middle of the field and give Elam the best shot that he could possibly have, straight down the pipe. So they'll move that ball. If they're going to go anywhere, it'll be over the center or the left guard.
So quickly they move downfield. You see Davis only 20 yards in the third and -3 in the fourth. This drive starting at the 24, the completion to Green, the 23-yard penalty, another to Green for 25. Davis no gain, Davis 1 yard, and now it's 3rd down and 9.
Well, Davis is averaging 127 yards a game, right? He doesn't want to go over that. He's got it right at
his average for the year.
It's just wants to stay right there. Makes it easier on everybody when you figure it out.
Elway stays in bounds. The 17-yard line, and now they can let the clock run Denver until they get Elam on for the field goal.
Yeah, but they've got to do something because they can't call a timeout, and they can't afford to take a penalty.
Play clock has not, now it started 23, 22, 21, and there's 1:13 now left on the game clock as Elam could give Denver the lead. 35-yard field goal is 4 for 5 in the game. It is good. Boy, dead center. And the Denver Broncos celebrate with 1 minute remaining in the game, a 1-point advantage.
And no timeouts for Kansas City.
Now that last play by John Elway, he ran out of the pocket, couldn't get out of bounds, he slid. Since he was tackled behind the line of scrimmage, they stopped the clock. It did save Kansas City about 15 seconds, so maybe they can help them in this ensuing drive.
And here's the kick here. Watch this. Ball's down. Watch the strings. Right straight up in front. That's all. Everything is perfect.
I like Elam. Now watch him. Boy, these kickers, see? Hey.
Watch this. He'll give you that move. He's going to give a move right.
Yeah. Now he's going to get excited.
Jason Elam The Broncos now in front 22-21, and John Elway, Neil Smith coming back, his homecoming, and Smith, who says, I love Kansas City. I might indeed come back here someday, but my team is Denver. We've got a chance for a Super Bowl. My buddy Derek Thomas got all the money. They didn't have much left in the purse for me. There's no bitter feelings. In fact, here's a man, he really showed tremendous class. He wrote letters to everyone in the front office thanking them, Neil Smith did. Actually took out an ad in the Kansas City newspaper to thank the fans for his 9 great seasons here.
Isn't it kind of interesting, though, every time you interview Derek Thomas, he says that Neil Smith will be back here someday to play?
Just to review that drive by Elway, it took him 1 minute to get his team 59 yards downfield, and Elam's successful 35-yard field goal. Now, it'll be Kansas City's turn to try to come back.
Put it on the ground.
Vanover, you don't want him. He's going to get a chance. Vanover, who has a 77-yard return today from the goal line. Still on his feet, and finally pushed to the sidelines and out of bounds. Fans want a flag on an out-of-bounds hit as Dwayne Carswell makes the tackle, and here comes Rich Gannon.
Dwayne Carswell on the stop.
Gannon for Elvis Gerbach, broken collarbone 2 games ago. Gannon started at Jacksonville last week and was really pounded. You can see they've kind of called this game within certain restrictions for Gannon. They didn't want him to have to win the game.
Well, I think it's the only way they could win, Dick. They can't protect him well enough to let him drop back and throw the ball. And then when he does get protection, the receivers have had a hard time getting open.
They start from the 27-yard line, no timeouts, 54 seconds remain. Still on his feet to the 44-yard line.
Spike the ball.
Steve Atwater made the hit.
Do you spike now?
You should. You're killing time.
18 yards on that play. No, he doesn't spike it. Throws to Allen again. Allen will get out of bounds at the 46. Gained only a yard.
Well, those 2 plays took, well, with the kickoff return, that's 30 seconds gone. There was a minute.
Pete Stoyanovich has a big leg and has kicked some of the longest field goals in the game's history. You saw the longest 59.
Watch Marcus Allen, though, after he catches the ball. And remember now, it's an old man. No, he isn't. Well, watch this. He gets hit. Atwater hits him, knocks him back. He stays up, gets that extra yard.
With a minute to go, you could throw one ball inside like they did now. They really got to be cognizant of catching the ball and getting out of bounds.
Again, to the sidelines and tackled at the 44-yard line is Andre Rison by Darius Johnson. Now they have to hurry up.
If that ball would have been outside, he could have got out of bounds easily.
Gannon's going to spike it here. That stops the clock. 10 seconds remaining. A chance for one more play to the sidelines.
Yes.
And then a possible winning field goal attempt. Stoyanovich has made all but one of his field goal attempts this year. He's made, as you can see there, all but 6 of his fourth quarter and overtime game-winning or tying field goals. And he's got plenty of leg, although we understand what little wind there is into the kicker's face, as Stoyanovich would tee it up.
So you got 10 seconds. Everybody knows you've got to get the ball out to the outside, out of bounds.
You take the 3 receivers to one side. You get a single over here. It looks like he can go outside to the right.
It's Andre Rison down here on the bottom. That's delay a game.
So that'll cost Kansas City no seconds, but 5 yards.
Let's go back to this. You got 3 guys on the top side. You got Andre Rison down here, single cover.
Well, if they do that and they show the same look, I would think Rich Gannon was trying to change the play. He saw that. It gives you a chance to throw it down the field and outside.
Let's not forget Kansas City early in the season, the second game of the year at Oakland, in somewhat the same position, and Rison on the final play of the game gets a touchdown pass.
Here we go. Here's Rison on the bottom by himself.
Well, Denver's changed their defense, though.
Right. They're going to stay outside.
Here he is. And he is out of bounds at the 37-yard line with 4 seconds left.
You got to kick the field goal now. You got to try it.
Excellent job, though, by the Kansas City offense, Andre Rison and Rich Gannon.
Pete Stoyanovich into a slight wind. It'll be 54 yards approximately, maybe 55 as Aguiar lines it up. So a Herculean effort here by Stoyanovich to win. 55, now they say 54 yards on the spot. It's up, it's high up, it is good! Oh my! Kansas City wins! Crossbar.
But I think you're saying it right. A line drive. This is the only way he can get the ball to go 54 yards. It's almost a knuckleball when it took off and moved. And watch how close it is.
Maybe by a yard.
Inches over the top of the crossbar.
When you look at this kick, though, you got to go back to the last play. They gave Andre Rison all the room he wanted to the outside to go as far as he wanted to go. Why would you be in? Why would you at least put a guy up on him?
Marty Schottenheimer willed that one through.
Oh, Marty couldn't yell all day, but he's going to yell now.
Lamar Hunt, owner of the Chiefs. Mike Shanahan, his team battled back, took the lead. Appeared they were going to escape Kansas City with a win. Neil Smith, who wanted most of all a Denver victory, his new team, the former Chief star. Oh my. Jim?
All right, thank you very much. Dick, Pete, tell us about that last kick.
I tell you what, I was glad to get out there and get the opportunity. When Jason kicked his fifth field goal of the day, I was just hoping to get a shot. I hadn't kicked one all day today, and it was the first one I had, and I made good on it.
It barely got through there. What was your thought as you watched it?
I was stretching it at that point. In pregame, I was hitting him from about 53 and just barely making it. And 55 was a long kick in this weather and these conditions. And I tell you what, it couldn't have come at a better time.
So many times Elway has done this to Kansas City. How does it feel to finally do it back to him?
Well, so many times I did this with Marino in Miami. And I tell you what, there's a new beginning here in Kansas City, and today was my day with the Chiefs.
Might this have saved the Chiefs season?
Well, I don't know if it'll save the season. I don't think the season needs to be saved. We just keep rolling from here and take it one game at a time.
Congratulations.
All right,
I love you, man. All right, let's send it back up to you, Dick.
I love you, man. Well, that could be voiced by the 80,000 that cheered in this game. Pete Stoyanovich, Marty Schottenheimer needed a better field goal kicker, traded with Miami to bring him here a year ago. Stay with us. In the moments, we'll have the post-game show with all the scores and highlights. We'll be back in Kansas City. First, we want to take a commercial break. Mayhem in Kansas City. They win.